I've offered my sympathies.
Wait. Why would you assume that Lav's position deserves as much defense as mine when Lav has consistently lied over and over again about the timeline?
No. I'm not.
Are you gonna get in trouble for talking to me? Are you gonna get in trouble? Are you gonna get?
No, I just think you're an abusive piece of shit.
Do we need to pull the logs of that? Do you forget saying that? I always steel man your position when you're not there.
You did. You did when I was sending you pictures. What the you're like pulling this out of your ass. I never said that you steel-manned a position of mine because I sent you a picture. I said that you were nicer to me when I was sending you pictures in the beginning. That is true.
Dude, I love how you're such a good gaslighter, Lav. This is why I like having you on the street. Okay?
You are
it's exciting,
Steven,
okay?
you are actively, Steven, when I have publicly said that I diverge from MrGirl's feelings about everything, I've publicly said this I don't know how many times now. I really don't even have anything against you besides the fact that I just don't want to be...
Cool. So MrGirl's article is going to come out and it's going to say I was incredibly abusive and coercive towards LAV because this is like one of his 2 star witnesses. And then somehow she's going to get behind it and try to like square it away with what she's saying now. But at least it's public here now, so whatever, I'm good on that.
Wait, Steven, there's no, like, I'm not making a public statement. There's nothing I've said or there was no accusations of me in the thing. It is literally, I just gave Max our logs and he had access to all of the live streams. That is literally it. There is no like, I'm not painting a narrative. I am
You called me Harvey Weinstein. You say I'm sexually abusive and coercive to women. You say that I'm all these fucking people. You're leaking details about everybody. How are you saying you're not painting a narrative?
I'm not implying, or I don't think necessarily, and I'm sorry I said the Harvey Weinstein thing. I made it very, very clear within a week of all that happening.
Because, like, I'm trying to play a little bit devil's advocate here, so I'm not trying to, be mean or anything. But, like, I can totally picture in a situation like that where you might be talking to him just to kind of let it all out and just talk about what's going on with you, but he may not necessarily think that you're intending him to somehow intervene and stop the situation in some way, shape, or form, either by banning talk about you in his subreddit or whatever.
I think I definitely gave mixed signals. I think part of me was trying to tough it out and be like strong, and then part of me was like really also deeply hurt, and then I felt like I couldn't tell him how hurt I was because he wasn't being very like empathetic when I did bring it up. He'd just be like, it'll be over soon, just keep going, and I would be like, okay, well, I would really like you to do something, and he'd be like, yeah, I don't really moderate, just get over it. So there were both things. Listen, like I said, whoa, there's a bunch of ults happening right now. Like I said, I think a lot of this can be chalked up to my poor communication skills. I'm also not completely 100% willing to take 100% of the blame on that.
Yeah, listen,
I was also very new.
And he admits his limitations when it comes to friendship, and that you and Max even were like a trial run for internet friendship for him. But even that's important, like, when someone, and I get it, he's the big internet guy. He's never going to be looked at as like, he's never going to be looked at as like the little one or whatever, someone you have to care for. But if someone entrusts you in that way, I think it's good. There's an intrinsic value to absolving him when you understand that, like, yeah, he probably tried within his capabilities, as far as internet friends go, to be friendly to me, but he just wasn't capable, and it hurt. He just wasn't capable in the way I needed him to be his friend. So I'm no longer his friend. But all this shit about him, like, he didn't abuse me. I want to be, and like setting your foot down about that and being clear and like vocal about it, because there is someone.
I also don't know what the definition. I've been told by a therapist that some of the behaviors were abusive. Like, I don't know, but also they haven't watched anything, so I've only told them how I felt about the situation. So if you go off of, it's really complicated, right? And this is why I won't take a hard line. I don't know if it's abusive because I don't know what the ethics are in having a platform the size that you do. I know that my therapist has asked me if I was in his shoes, if I would have done anything different. The answer is abso-fucking-lutely.
Of course, and because, like...
And I think that people can unintentionally abuse someone.
Of course.
And I think it could be if you do abuse someone, it's not a death sentence. I think that you should. I think that sometimes abuse happens in interpersonal relationships because it's a dance that we all do, right?
But so knowing that the same way that he should, knowing that people are going to take the same way that you wanted him to understand that every inch he gave to his community about you, they were going to take a mile as far as like harassment or abuse. If you want that in return, you gotta give that to him. And knowing that any inch I give, as far as he might have abused me unknowingly, I need to ensure they can't take a mile by saying, but again, I think as far as what he knew and as far as he is capable of, he did try his best to be friendly to me. I think that would go such a long way.
Sure.
In the intrinsic value, but also in the extrinsic.
Everything I've said that all in hindsight. Yeah. Now, months away from the situation, way less emotional. I will also say that when I first talked to Anna, I was extremely emotional. And we were sharing stories about Steven, and it felt like we were trauma bonding, and it felt like the emotions were very heightened. And maybe we could have convinced each other that it was worse than it was, or maybe I had convinced myself that it was worse for me than it was. I have no idea.
From a friend perspective, have you told Destiny that? If you told Destiny, I don't think you tried to abuse me. I think you did your best.
In fact, yes, we have had that conversation. We've had that conversation. That was our first phone call. And then a day after, I went on the Chud panel, and I was like, well, Anna manipulated me. Do you remember that?
I don't know if I watched that Chud panel. I don't watch a lot of the Twitch shows, to be honest, so I don't stay as in tune as I should be. So I didn't see it.
I went on Chud Logic's channel. That was the one where I was like sobbing because Kelly Jean was like poking at me. But that I went on and I was like, I think this is all a big misunderstanding. I think me and Anna, I think Anna was trying to manipulate me, because at the time I really did think that Anna was trying to manipulate me because she had lied about a 3-hour conversation in which Max was trying to manipulate her. I was in that conversation. It was not manipulative at all. She was more than ready to give information.
Well, hold on. She did not claim that Max was manipulating her, or she actually kind of went and defended that a little bit, like saying that no, she didn't feel manipulated by Max, because she jumped on my screen and talked about it.
Steven had said it, and Steven just said it an hour ago. So
okay, yeah, let's be clear about who did what. So I don't want Anna to be like thrown under the bus here.
Sure. And again, I think that Anna's great. I think that I threw her under the bus because I was feeling extremely emotional, and I was really confused because I was hearing one thing from Steven, one thing from Anna, and another thing from Max, and I was the person who was trying to keep it all together. Max would not talk to Steven. Steven was making a joke every time that I'd try to get him to talk to Max. Anna was not extremely cooperative because Anna was Anna was going to Max and saying that Steven was abusive, and then going to Steven and going on his stream and being like, yeah, Max is crazy. So it was like really fucking weird. I didn't trust anyone. And I was the only person trying to make it all go back together, and people were fucking trying to, Chud Logic was literally actively milking me during that whole situation while I was just trying to make it all
it's a Chud stream. He's going for the views. But here's my thing, as someone again who's friendly to you, I would say it's clear that ideally what you want is you want to quit your OnlyFans, you want to be able to find a new job, you want to enjoy your move, enjoy your relationship, and move into all that and be done with all this. I think if I would give you the next steps for that, I would honestly say you should talk to Steven. You should say, I want to make a statement absolving you of what I think you should be absolved of, and here's what it is.
Well, I will do that if after the article.
But what I'm saying is leaving open, but also leaving open to him saying, but I will not say I'm not going to say in the statement that I think Max is lying or he's on a crazy crusade. I'm just gonna absolve you of what I know for me of how you behave toward me, what isn't true, and then I want to be done with this. You don't have to go on his stream to do it, but I just let him know you're doing it, and then do it. I would do it before the article because it has nothing to do with the article, because it's just your experience. And you don't have to throw Max under the bus. You don't have to fully say Destiny's a good guy to everybody else. Just absolve him of what you know not to be true.
Well, what I know not to be true, what do you mean?
Like, what if you truly said, that's why I asked you, if you truly said you think he tried his best to be friendly toward you, and that's all you can honestly say?
I don't know if he tried his best. Like I said, if I was in his position, I would have done
different.
A lot more.
Yeah. Because you're you.
Can I just say like two things? Because I need to go as much as I love all of you. Just two things. Firstly, so from the question of did Steven do his best? I don't know Steven. I need to stop calling that. I don't know. I don't know Destiny. I don't know his content, but I do know content creators have been around a long time. Like a couple of people have said like that Destiny is one of the few people who really tries to like build people up when he doesn't need to, and that does seem to be like legitimately true. A lot of content creators, especially who've been around a long time, have seen these kind of things burn out, and that like they generally develop. You don't have friends on the internet ever, because shit like this. You and Max are not the first people to end up in situations where you end up doing stuff like this or getting this kind of heat from a community, yada yada yada. So like if the question is did Steven do like the best, it fucking appears so from an outside point of view as somebody who's watched a lot of big content creators from multiple communities. Again, to my previous statement, if this wasn't Twitch poll, if we were talking about commentary or we were talking about like the fucking old like SJW or like anti SJW or like atheist communities, they like the content creators from there were fucking brutal in comparison to the shit that Destiny does. Like I think he's been massively charitable. I also think that other people have been pretty charitable in a lot of ways. I think Chud is very content brained, and that's fine, but he's been surprisingly charitable. I think people have been more than you realize. I think compared to how hard Chud goes on people for that content, because like multiple people will have
ridiculous if you think that Chud has been anything but extremely abusive to me, genuinely.
I think that like okay, we can talk about like where it is now, but like again,
like that's actually a joke. Chud Logic has been absolutely sociopathic when it came to me.
Okay, well, like again, I haven't seen as much of this stuff with you, but I think he's been pretty charitable with Max.
Yeah, because they were close friends. They had a personal relationship.
Okay, fine. I mean, like if I'm wrong, if I've just made that statement off the back of like seeing that relationship with Max, that's fine. I'll walk that back if that's wrong. If other people want to push back on me, but look, I mean, I agree with Jeb. I think. Wait for the again. You can wait for the article to come out, but I think you probably need to if there's nothing there, like you probably need.
I think I'll probably leave this VOD up, or maybe
like
not.
A good idea.
No.
It's got to be more than just another thing that was said on a stream, though. Is my thing. Like I feel like
I think you should do a cut.
But I also wait, hold on. I also don't know. I know that you guys want Steven to be absolved of like one thing. You want Steven to be the good guy in this situation, but I don't know. I know that I'm not severely traumatized. I also know I don't know where my anger should be placed. Like,
Lav, I don't give a about Destiny. I just want you to absolve of what you know to not be true.
His community. Wait, what if what do you know to not be true?
It's not just his though.
Well, okay. No, because I asked you, is there things that you honestly think he can be absolved of? Do you think? And before you were saying yes.
I've never made any claims like I never said he was me. I've always said that our relationship. I've always said our relationship was completely consensual and very pleasant.
Yes.
I've always said that I've always said that he did not do enough when it came to like protecting me from his audience, which I literally still believe that. I think that he did some, but I think that I would have done different. I think Jeb, you would have done different, and I think that literally everyone in this room would have done fucking different. I think that the way that he talked about me on those streams was like really gnarly. I think that the way that he like, you know, the same week that he asked Abba to take the Anna video down, he like was perfectly okay with Abba making a video about me, and you know, it having him making fun of my like whatever, my salt story. Yeah. So there's things like that where it's just like, okay, I don't know, and I still need to gather my thoughts about it. I haven't healed yet. Obviously, me and Steven haven't talked yet for months. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, and all of it is unfolding in real time in front of us, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. I still have other shit to deal with. Like, I'm not there is no way that I am making another public statement just for it to be rash and
no, I'm not saying do it tomorrow
without my full feelings.
Yeah, I'm not saying do it tomorrow, and I'm not. I'm not saying
I have a feeling
this.
that the article is going to come out in the next like 1 or 2 weeks. So
that's fine.
That's just great. But here's the thing. I think that's actually a great statement that you made right there. That you don't want to make any more statements that are rash. I think that's great. Stick with that policy. That's awesome. But at the same time, you also have to know that like if you're hanging out with Max and Max is talking all these things and making these allegations about Steven, you're kind of complicit there, at least from everybody else's perspective, in those allegations. So you kind of have to state for the record, be like, okay, Max, just for the record, I don't agree with what Max is saying here, or this isn't my position.
I won't say that I don't agree with it, but
that's not your position
publicly. Wait, from the very beginning, I have said that I'm not helping Max with this fucking article. That this is not literally from the beginning.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to be more explicit than that. You're gonna have to say, I'm sorry, guys, this is not my position that Max is stating here. I'm not sure where I stand on these things. You just kind of have to be explicit about it. Otherwise, people are going to think that you're complicit.
When I go, maybe I'll go over it on stream.
I've got nothing against Zonia. Whoever's attacking Zonia, I have nothing against them, but I have given them all my chat logs and every stream I've ever done with Zonia. People would read that a certain way. Even if I was claiming neutrality. Like
if one of you was doing background on Max and you asked for all of my logs with Max and you wanted to try to paint Max as an abuser, I would give you all of my not paint him as an abuser, but if you're trying to find out if he was an abuser, I would give you all of my.
Would you? Here's
actually that's an interesting statement then. Like genuinely, if this comes out and like it's full of people think it's full of shit, like the stuff gets disproved or whatever Max has got gets contextualized if it needs it.
LAV.
And people ask for those logs. Is that
LAV?
Commitment from
I will readily give them.
LAV, I gotta know. What would it take in that hypothetical? What would it take in that hypothetical? It's Max. You've given them. What would it take for you then to say to that person, "Hey, I'm redacting my logs. You can't use them." What would you need to know out of the intent of that other person? Because although you gave them under the understanding that it is to find out, that obviously you have the option to redact that information. What would it take? Is there anything where you feel like once you've given it that you can say, don't use that. You're not allowed to use that anymore. I gave that thinking it was for this, but now it seems like it's for this.
If someone was trying to deplatform Max, or if someone was trying to aid in harassment to Max, trying to hurt his family, or
do you think that the article that MrGirl is making has no intent towards the deplatforming of Destiny,
or hurting his family,
or like
if it says anything about his family, like his son,
No, it's not that it would say something. It's not like it's doxing the location of his ex and child. What I'm saying is, you know how uncontrollable, frenetic, and terrible these massive communities on the internet are. They have gone after you. So if one
of you loved him, if Star, who had a personal relationship with Max, was making something about how she thought that he was potentially abusive, and wanted proof or wanted to more stories or more information, I would absolutely give Star all of the logs.
Based on the love, based on the idea that you think they have that genuine care. But
yes,
do you know for a fact that love, what if that love, if you had some inkling, a suspicion that love is gone, and now instead there is a bitter resentment in the shadow of an eclipsed love?
If I thought that was the place that Max was coming from, I absolutely would not give him the log. I would not give him Steven's logs.
Well, you would redact the log. Would you redact the logs after having already given them?
Yes. If that at any point I thought that is the reality of the situation, I would say, no, I do not want to be mentioned in this article.
But LAV, do you think that you would, if you loved somebody and you thought they could be doing something self-destructive and destructive to the people around them, do you think you would make an article about it, or do you think you'd talk to them about it and bring all that same evidence just to them and not announce a giant article slam piece on them?
Well, the problem is that Steven is doesn't have a great track record of taking hard feedback on stream.
I'm just asking what you would do. It doesn't have to be on stream. I'm saying private.
Okay, I'm just going to say, as a bisexual man, this conversation is making me feel gay, so I'm going to go.
You can give him plenty of feedback on stream. It just depends on how you deliver it.
I think, stuff like this. So if you even bring up the Anna situation or how he acted in the Anna situation, I mean, there was a post with thousands of upvotes of me when we were just talking about like audience hate and what you can do to mitigate it. And I was like, well, the Anna thing happened, and everyone fucking freaked out, and his whole audience was fucking.
That makes sense, but that makes sense. That's a situation. Hold on, Jebden, hold on. That's a situation that's very sensitive, and you got to talk about it with him in private. You can't talk about it in public.
And I'm asking what you would do.
I don't know why, though. That's ridiculous. The whole thing fucking happened in public. I don't know why you couldn't talk about it in public.
It doesn't matter. It's a very, very sensitive situation. It has a long history to it. You know some of the things that have flared up in public. It's one of those things you just cannot talk about in public. It's one of those things you have to talk to him about in private. Otherwise, he's just going to shut you down, and for really good reason. And I would shut you down too.
That's also the
antithetical.
Antithesis.
That's the antithesis of Steven's whole thing, which is like, I'm an open book. Talk to me about anything. I'm talking about anything. No,
there are some things that there are limits to that.
Okay,
no, you know that there are limits.
Because it has nothing to do with Steven. It has to do with Anna. That's the limit there.
There are things in the logs.
I don't know.
Hey, you already said earlier, Lav, you said there are things in the logs that you would not want to get out.
When I have brought up things to Steven in public and in private, I have brought shit up to Steven in private, like, specifically about the way that his audience treated me. He did not give a flying... He was like, he just made excuse after excuse, and it was like, I don't moderate my thing, I don't, you're doing this to yourself, stop being stupid on stream, which, like, part of that's true, but also, like, when I'm telling you about my feelings, it's like, that is not the way to get any sort of, like, I'm not gonna be heard, we're not gonna get anywhere, and it's not gonna fucking, like... I mean, obviously, Steven struggles interpersonally. I don't know why you're trying to make the case for... I mean, I struggle interpersonally. I think most people struggle interpersonally.
That's why we're on this damn platform.
Literally. But yeah,
struggle session, they say.
So when you have someone as combative as that, and you guys, I mean, his whole fucking brand is that he's fucking combative. Like, you are not going to get what you want to get through doing something like that. And
I'm just asking you what you would do if you were Max.
And, well, I would never do what Max is doing.
Okay, but so that's my point is, when I asked you if you think you could absolve Destiny of being purposefully abusive, you said you can't because you wouldn't do what he did. So you can't absolve him of being purposefully abusive. You're also saying you wouldn't do what Max did, but you can guarantee he's showing a love for Steven and not a contempt. I'm saying
I would never do what Max is doing because I don't want to open myself up to what Max is opening himself up to. It's not even that I wouldn't want to do it because I didn't think that the cause was good. It's that I just don't see the purpose in this like small internet community completely like killing myself over something like this. Like, I
don't think anybody does, and I think that's what most people see as evidence of a little bit of contempt, a little bit of unabashed, unconcerned contempt, where it almost makes no sense that he'd be doing what he's doing unless the only goal was to do what the article's going to do, which he thinks, which is damage Steven.
By the way, someone just brought up something in my chat, and I actually should have mentioned it. I don't know why I didn't. But yeah, a major point why it was that Steven didn't want to talk about Anna on stream is because it was her wishes for this stuff to not be, for her to not be talked about on the streams anymore.
It was her wishes to not be talked about on stream anymore because she had been so traumatized by him talking about it and having the narrative be completely wrong. And be the narrative that she was fucking psycho and crazy and a stalker. Like, that's why she begged him to not talk about it.
It doesn't matter.
It wasn't because she would absolutely...
The rule was hard set, so when you brought her up, he had to shut you down. Even if you were going to be on her side or something. It didn't matter. He had to shut you down.
Well, no. That's not even what I was talking about. Because when... It was the same thing when I talked about how his audience was treating me. He like just didn't care. He completely shut down and was like, I'm not going to do anything about it. There's multiple... He's fucking known for this. He's known for being stubborn. He's a Sagittarius.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Oh, okay, we're not bringing in that cringy white girl shit. Okay.
No, but he's known for being stubborn. So I don't know why we're trying to pretend like Steven isn't fucking stubborn. Now, what I can tell you, is that Max loved Steven and probably still loves Steven, but Max also has a martyr complex, and Max also has like this superhero bringing light to the darkness. And also I think that Steven's track record, what I also will say is that Max knows more about Steven than I do, because Steven and Melina both spoke to Max about their relationship.
Lav, I've got a question, because I've been thinking about this for a bit.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay, sure.
So Max is also functioning off of a very niche understanding of Steven's relationship with women, because he was there basically as like a relationship therapist for Steven and Melina for quite a time. So Max has more insight than I do, and I trust Max's insight because I got to hear Steven's part of it, and Max got to hear Melina and Steven's part of it, and it was a whole mess. So I think that Max is informed. I won't speak for him. I obviously let the article speak for itself, but I think that Max is more informed about Steven than I am, and so that is also why I saw glimpses of what Max is alleging. Which is why I'm not likely to denounce every single bad behavior that Steven has done. Because although he did not abuse me, I have seen flashes of things that Max has alleged, but Max is a more in-depth, now that he's researched, but also just from proximity to him and Melina.
Lav?
Yes.
Okay. So you've said, and this is not trying to be a getcha, I really want you, because this is a thought that might not have passed, but I can't stop thinking about this now. So, if you believed that this article would do a severe damage to Steven, you would not support the article, right? That's what you said, right? That it would create some kind of severe damage to Steven, potentially put his child at risk.
If it is undeserved, yeah.
Okay. So there are two potential worlds. There's a world where it's undeserved, so you believe that Max is wrong, and thus any support that you give, you can kind of give because your thought is, well, this article is going to do nothing anyway.
If Max writes an article that is firmly based in reality and fact and not allegory, and is clearly laying out a pattern of abuse, and it is clear,
okay.
That is a different thing than if Max writes an article and it is frivolous and hyperbolic and not based in reality and completely allegory and trying to paint a picture of abuse without any sort of substantial evidence. I will make a public statement denouncing it.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but what kind of friend is he that you don't know which of those it's going to be? I feel like if I'm letting you go on my stream and I'm letting you sort of be adjacent to this or riding the sidecar even, you're not driving the bike, but you're there, and he's not even letting you know what is going to be in the article or what it's going to look like. I think that's really shitty. I think that's worse than anything Destiny ever did.
Well, so he's letting me... I know some of the things that's in the article.
But you don't know enough to even know if it's going to be a credible article actually outlining a pattern of abuse.
I know enough to know that some of it is going to be very credible. I don't want to talk about it on stream because I do not have anything to substantiate it. He does.
Okay. I think
so. There's that. I don't think that it will be the case that it's frivolous and completely whatever. I think it will be the case that he will have documented something that is very pertinent and that we should talk about and that should be. And if it does harm Steven, it is inadvertent, as the main goal is to just shed light on an abusive power structure.
Okay, I'm going back into this because I think this is relevant. So that's different before, and that's informative. But what I'm saying is, when you're engaging with Max here, you either think this article is going to, or this is not going to do harm. If you think it's going to do harm and that it's legitimate, then yeah, you should be supporting. I would say that you should be supporting. If you're not supporting enough and you believe it, then you're probably not doing enough of your duty there. And if you don't believe that it's going to do damage, then I would actually kind of feel weird about like letting Max go and spiral into this. I would like have an intervention with Max and be like, this is not healthy for you. So you have to believe one of those two. First off, you're more confident than Max.
Me and Max have had multiple conversations where I have said that I do not want to hurt Steven.
Chat, no, I meant like, have you had conversations about the potential of this being like a harmful thing for Max to be going into? Like harmful for Max. Okay.
Yes. Yes, we have talked about every possible situation, every possible way that this could go.
Not just the release of it, but like the what he's doing and all of his commitments to it.
Yeah, I don't think that it's good for him to be writing it. It clearly, and he would say that as well. He's been very public with the fact that this is literally killing him and that he doesn't sleep well and that he doesn't feel good. I mean, he wakes up at 7 p.m. and goes to bed at like 8 a.m. Like he's not treating his body well. To commit to doing a piece like this is not good for your mental health. He's not a journalist, and he knows all of these things, and he knows that it's not healthy for him. I don't need to,
Okay, well, you don't have control over him. But wouldn't you just say, you can't use my stuff? You can't use my stuff because I'm not supporting the way that I think you're harming yourself here. I think there are multiple reasons to want to dissolve yourself from the relation. And it doesn't have to just be, this could hurt Destiny, this could have collateral damage towards the child. I would say, like, if you think that it's bad, I would be worried. I would be worried about my friend if they were going down a spiral, and I didn't believe that what they were doing was good for them. Now, at the same time,
so I believe that what Max is doing is probably not good for him, but good for the greater good. If you're going to talk about any sort of morality, I think it's really important to be honest about. I mean, listen, if someone made a documentary about me and my abuse, it would suck. If someone wanted to make a video about how I abused Connor and they had like credible evidence or whatever, it would really suck. But I think morally, for the greater good, people should do that. Victims should come out.
Do you think you should tell Destiny what you know of what Max has?
I don't really know what Max has.
You said you know a little bit.
You've given,
No. He knows. Well, first of all, he already knows.
I'm just saying. But do you think it might be good to tell him? Because, right, if we're acknowledging the reality that this is hurting Max, regardless of whether it's right
I don't owe anything to Destiny. Destiny went on stream today and said that I was a fucking like spoiled little brat, and said that I was turning into my narcissistic, abusive mom. And said that I had mid pussy. I don't fucking owe anything.
I'm not saying you owe him anything. I'm saying if this is bad for Max, this is hurting Max, but the only reason it's good is because he's putting out the honest truth. Don't you think that in the best interest of Max in the article would be to give Destiny the chance to provide some of his side so that the picture is made more complete? Because there's two possible things. Either he has nothing and the truth still gets out, or he has something and Max is freed from this fucking painful thing.
I think that's interesting. I think that I will actually talk to Max about getting a statement from Steven. I wonder if he'll send Steven... I don't know.
Because that's why we have discovery in our justice system, is because we understand that in the pursuit of actual truth, everybody needs to know what the evidence is against them, so they have the chance to show, well, hold on, that evidence paints this picture, but I have evidence that makes that picture whole. And if the real thing, as you're saying, the positive out of this article is simply the truth of it, then I think it's important for Destiny to know what Max has got, and Max to know what Destiny has to say, so that the article becomes an actual whole picture of what's going on.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, again, like I said, I'm not writing the article, so I am able to speculate and talk about the ethics of the article just like literally any other layman, because I'm really not involved other than the fact that he's writing about me. But yeah, I think that would probably be the most ethical, is to get a statement from Steven and probably to present, maybe what he has. But I also don't think that, you got, like, Steven went on and like called Max like a rapist and like a pedophile and all this crazy, like, I don't think that he owes him anything either. And to be
it's
fair,
not about owing anyone. It's about, if the pursuit is for truth, every journalist asks their subjects for comment. Every trial involves discovery, where everybody gets their chance to put their counter evidence in. Anyone who is genuinely in the pursuit of truth understands that regardless of personal interest, it's important to get both sides out.
I agree, and I think that it would be great if he got a public statement, but I also think that Max expects Steven to respond publicly.
That's fine, but so does every journalist when they're making a hit piece on someone, but they still ask for comment if they're an actual journalist looking for the truth worth their salt.
So
maybe it would also probably just make a better article if he did that, because then he could counter it. But I don't know. I think probably that would be a good idea. I think that'd be a good idea.
One thing that my chat mentioned earlier, I didn't want to interrupt you guys. You've been going on for a while. But you talked about, you talked about that Max is doing this out of love, but Max stated very explicitly in his conversation with you a few days ago that he was doing this because that he was worried that somebody was going to die. He was worried that somebody was going to end up killing themselves, that Destiny was going to seriously hurt somebody, and he wanted to get the message out there before anybody else, before things got worse and before anybody got hurt. So, and he even talked a bit, kind of hinted at Steven, needing to lose his platform as well because of how dangerous he is. So there's something else going on there. And here's the thing. I'm not going to mind read Max, but I find it hard to believe that Max truly believes what he's saying there. Like, that just doesn't seem right to me. It seems like he's got a few other emotions mixed up in this that are kind of coloring the way that he sees this or the way that he's acting on it. And so
especially if you won't include a comment from Steven. That's the big sign for me that the truth is not the goal here.
And I've also noticed in like his approach to the investigation, it's very cherry picked, and he's ignoring anything that could debunk what it is that he is trying to claim about Steven, right? Which is not what you do in an investigation. You actually include all the information. And if it turns out in the end that you don't actually have a solid claim, then you include that information and you say, oh well, too bad, I don't have anything. You don't leave out that information and then cherry pick the stuff that you think substantiates your claim.
I'm not writing the article. I love Max, and even if he's doing it for the wrong reasons, I'm going to keep loving Max.
Yeah, we're not saying to hate Max. We're saying it might be within the best interest of someone who loves Max to, like, ask him to consider these things, and if he doesn't, at least make what you know.
You should go on Hotline and tell him.
I mean, I'd love to. I don't know where
I talked to him in private about this whole thing. He really just was not interested in having any kind of real exploration of this concept. It was unfortunate. Like, here's the thing. I like Max. I don't really have much in the way of problems with him other than the way that situation went down between him and Stardust was like the real issue that I had with them at the time. But like, he was saying that And I was being super charitable with him, very nice with him in our conversation. And his response to everything I said was, well, that's because you're part of the cult. Like, that's his answer for everything. You can't reason with somebody who's framed up this reality, really delusion, honestly, but like this situation where any kind of contradiction to what it is that you are doing, or any kind of questioning of it, is motivated by some like cult influence that you have no control over. It's religious is what it is, right? It's the same thing as when you try and talk to people about their religious views, and they go and they say, well, you know, you're influenced by the devil, you're corrupted, right? Things like that. You can't reason with it. There is zero ability to reason with somebody who's created that framing. So that's the problem. That's why nobody can really talk to him about this.
We have
maybe you can.
We have a caller. Shaelin wants to join the call.
Whoa.
Sure.
I don't know how we would do that.
Just invite her into the group chat. She's on Discord.
Yeah. I'm sure this is gonna be a whole different thing, so I just want to end this on, I don't give a fuck about Steven. I don't care if you make a statement about Steven if you truly don't believe he deserves absolution for anything. My goal in this situation in general, Lav, is I just want you to ride off into the sunset and insert name of state you move to with insert name of fiance with insert job, and get the fuck out of all of this. Okay? Because that's what I think you want deep down, but sometimes you just let shit pull you back in, whether it's on the Destiny side or the Max side. I just want you out of it. I want you happy and out of it.
Do you think I can exist online without fucking everyone trying to...
I don't think you should exist online. I think riding off into the sunset includes shutting the laptop, closing the computer. The only place you need to exist online is fucking BattleNet with your boys and your girls.
Jeb, consider this. I am so smart, and people need to hear.
Okay. You know what you need to do?
You live in a big city full of people who can benefit from your smartness, okay? You don't need the internet for that.
You were going to do the whole doula thing. Why don't you do the doula thing? I mean, honestly, I'd like you to be able to exist on the internet. I think it's just going to be...
I can do the doula thing, but I have severe agoraphobia.
You can exist on the internet later, but you have a therapist, okay? You have the tools in place to get there eventually. I just don't think that... I think right now riding off into the sunset looks like deleting or deactivating or privating some accounts. Talking to PMs on Discord, to the people that you give a fuck about. Steven doesn't need to be one of them. I don't need to be one of them. Max doesn't need to be one of them. And just living your life with your and my boy toy, who I will not name, for his own privacy.
What did you just drop into this call? Holy shit. Now everybody's going to be speculating.
That's what I think riding off from the sunset looks like for you. Don't make a statement if you don't want to, but just detach yourself from all this shit publicly. Just say, I'm done with this fucking shit. Deactivate private and just be you where you are.
She said she's severely agoraphobic, which basically means one of us. But there should be a way for her to exist online in a way that is healthy, but it's going to require effort on your part, Lav, to not really engage with these things. Like, people are going to talk mad shit about you, and you just kind of got to just deal. It sucks.
I'm not confident, actually, that there is... Okay, so this is the thing that sucks. So the Merrick situation got brought up before, right? There are different ways that people have dealt with being inside of the line of fire. Some people lean into it. Some people try to get away from it. I have no confidence that LAV has a best option that is also healthy. I think that there's a big fucking sign hanging here, which is once a woman is in the hair in the sights, you're going to be hunted for the rest of your life. I don't know what the best, and the internet is an asset.
I mean, I can think of plenty of examples of people who have moved on.
Why are you contributing to that then? Why are you putting LAV on trial if you think that there is an atmosphere here in which women speaking out about things puts them in the crosshairs?
I don't think it's putting someone on trial to discuss with them some things, as long as you're well-meaning and you're not reaming them over it and you're having their best interest at thought. I don't think it's putting them on trial. I don't think
you have her best interest at heart, but why don't you guys go ahead and explain to me why you guys are in a 4-5 person call against LAV about why you think that she's here? Someone please explain to me.
I can explain. I jumped on because I'm not against her, because I very specifically just said that I just want her to ride off into the sunset and be happy with her fiance in the place she just moved and enjoy her life. And it seems like the internet is doing nothing but robbing her of that ability. That makes me really sad. As someone who barely even knows her, it makes me really sad. That's why.
Well, I think, Jeff, you are the most well-meaning person here. I can't say that for everyone in the call.
I don't know Zonia I don't know anybody else.
Zonia just released a video suggesting that LAV murdered her cat. Don't talk about how Zonia's good faith. That's the biggest crack of shit I've ever heard. That's ridiculous.
LAV, do you think I'm good faith?
No.
Don't ask LAV. What the is your problem, Zonia? Okay. Absolutely not.
This is
earlier.
All right, Lav, I thought. Okay, I guess. So I guess we didn't actually patch things up. Never mind. All right.
Wait,
well, whatever.
No, we are on friendly terms, but no, that does not rewrite the fact that for 30 minutes earlier today, you said that you were going to milk me because I was a lol cow and I was mentally ill. You were horrible.
Yeah, well, we talked about that, right? We were both horrible to each other. I was kind of matching your energy.
Sure,
so,
but I also you were not matching my energy. You literally made a
literally just talked about this, and then we both apologized.
No, I apologize.
So so we're dragging this back up.
No, I was rude, but no, I do not think that you're good faith. I think that you're doing what you're doing. I don't know your intentions right now. I know that you're making content from this, and I know that you have continued to make content off of me, and I know that you earlier said that I was a lol cow and you were just going to keep milking me for views and whatever the you could. I think that for the past hour we've been fine, but I don't trust you by any means to be good faith at all.
All right, that's fair. I don't really have an issue, so I'm not sure why Shaelin is bringing me up in this, but whatever. Sure.
The issue is that you guys are in a 4 and 5v1 call trying to tell LAV that she has f***ed up somehow by bringing up her concerns about how she was treated and suggesting things like, oh, maybe you should just get off the internet. Oh, maybe you should just take everything back. Oh, maybe you should dissociate yourself from Max because he probably has bad intentions. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But the only thing LAV has done is talk about her experience, and she did talk about her experience to Destiny himself very publicly and has been pretty consistent that it has been hurting her, and yet here you all are trying to shit on her, even though you're trying to bring up the article which hasn't come out. It's total bullshit. You guys are all insane.
I don't think that the majority of us have been in here telling her how she's right? Yeah, if anything, I've been trying to say, hey, here's where the breakdown of this relationship happens. This is why Steven feels the way that he does, etc., etc. I don't think it's very fair. I don't think it's very fair. I don't think it's very fair for you to. I don't think it's very fair for you to be claiming that all of us are shitting on LAV when we are actually we're I've expressed empathy towards her earlier in this call. We have bonded over certain things earlier in this call, and you can shut the up, bitch. Holy shit. You are such a loud, obnoxious bitch. Holy shit.
We're all civil. Shaelin, we're all civil.
We were civil before you came into this call screaming your lungs out, you dumb cunt.
We were all civil here, and then you came in and decided
you are such a dumb. Holy shit! You are so dumb. You are so loud. Your voice is grating on my ears. Holy shit!
Shaelin, so everything was pretty chill. We weren't shitting on her. We were talking about the situation with Max.
And then you came in,
and then you came in and decided to turn it into a show because you wanted to have fun stirring up a bunch of shit. We don't need that right now. So if you're not going to contribute to the conversation, drop the
you are so
full of shit. All you do is came into here screaming, saying that we're shitting on LAV when we've been empathetic towards her. When we've been empathetic, you're the psychotic one, you fucking bitch. You're the psychotic one.
Oh my god, start.
You're the one who did an obsessive drawing about all the fucking orbiters and did some weird
who drew that picture of Destiny with the fucking heart on? I'm sorry.
The reason
an obsessive psychopath comes on here and tries to tell people to be nicer to people. What the fuck? Get off the call, psycho.
Kick me. I don't give a shit. Listen, the problem is, this is exactly what you people do. You are so threatened by the fact that people are coming forward and saying they're uncomfortable with a situation that you benefit from, that you're willing to gaslight them for hours.
I'm not gaslighting anybody. I'm not gaslighting anybody. I've been empathetic towards LAV the entire call.
Shaelin, you're an obsessed pathetic piece of shit who makes ridiculous retarded artwork. Go make some more artwork about all of us. Have fun just jerking yourself off to the idea of us being part of a cult.
How about you make a fucking comic of me with my hard ass
psychopath. Get out of here, you obsessed psychopathic piece of shit.
You're welcome to kick me, but if you want to actually address the concerns,
I will.
Telling me that you're doing something is not the same as doing it. What I've heard is that LAV brought up a potential abuse claim, and you guys said that she has to feel a certain way about potential abuse.
Nobody says she has to feel any sort of way. What are you talking about?
You said
Can we wait till the end of this one?
Really determined. You said that she needs to be very clear before bringing anything up, and I don't think that's true. Literally every person who's been in an abusive situation has mixed feelings about it. The fact that you are all on here trying to tell her that she should have thought about it more, or that she's you're just gaslighting her. She has feelings about what happened, and she's expressed it over and over.
So who gaslit her about what?
Shaelin, can I respond real quick, just for me personally?
Go ahead.
I gain nothing from Destiny. I don't stream, never been on his stream, don't care to grow a stream. I only came on here because I've had conversations with LAV. I've not shit on her one time. I have only given her good faith advice, and the only thing I've ever said as far as her experience and how she should handle it is that she should absolve Steven of things after asking her if she thinks he did his best, and she responded initially that he might have, and I said if that is the case, she should make public whatever she thinks is true about the situation so that she can detach, and so that she can, again, like I said, ride off into the sunset and be her own person. Because yes, I did tell her she should detach from the Max thing, because I think you'd agree, it is not LAV's or Leah's article. It's Max's article. She shouldn't have to be attached to it. If she's given her statement just like anybody else, Max has that
I've already
statement.
Publicly said that. I've already publicly made
That's fine. I'm talking to Shaelin about what she's accusing me of doing.
The only reason why you think she's attached to it is because you all are obsessively berating her for talking to Max.
You have no room to talk about
has been berating who in this call except for you?
It's because
you came in here and just shat all over everyone.
I'm happy to berate you. That's why I came on the call.
Okay, yeah. Then so how about this? You tell me where I berated LAV.
Actually, you've been completely silent. You're just complicit, Star. I'll agree with that.
Eat my fucking dick, bitch. Eat my fucking dick.
Who here berated her then?
Literally, when it is a 4v1 or 5v1 call,
5v1
and you're
bullshit. Okay.
Apparently, Star said
there
nothing.
There was one other person in here before.
To what I said. So was Zonia the one berating her?
To be fair, you guys have literally been telling me that I've been doing something wrong and how to remedy that for hours now.
I've not told you that you've done anything wrong. Wait a minute. I empathized with you. I said being a woman in this space is rough. I've talked about we both talked about how certain parts of this experience is clearly misogyny, and if I have some criticisms on top of that doesn't mean that I'm berating you for hours, right? That means that I've empathized with you on very specific points, and I maybe have offered a couple of places of contention here or there, right?
Understand that you have this.
Eat my dick, Shaelin. I don't give a shit what you have to say. Dumb fucking
out shit a lot of the time. But if LAV is gonna speak out because she's uncomfortable, then you coming at her for bringing it up is bullshit.
Who came at her, you dumb idiot?
Again, if you're criticizing someone for bringing up their potential abuse situations, then you are part of the problem.
Okay.
Who came at her?
Okay, so Shaelin, you're shadowboxing here. You're talking about shit that hasn't been happening. We've been trying to be cordial this time. We're just talking. Hey,
pretending to be cordial. Again,
okay.
saying that you
all right, so you don't want to cooperate. You just want to talk over people and make shit up and shadowbox with people that aren't here. I don't give a fuck what your delusional up mind comes up with in terms of like what's happening here, but it ain't actually happening here. So stop spurging out on this call, all right, and either act normal or get the off, one or the other.
Yeah, I understand that when someone brings up a concern about your behavior or someone that you want to defend, i.e. Destiny's behavior.
Okay, you're shadowboxing again.
You still have not named who came at her, and you can shut the why don't you go be quiet with the sex doll? How about that? Go sit down next to the sex doll, Shaelin. Go sit down next to the sex doll.
Nah, the sex doll has better chances than her, unfortunately.
It's amusing how fucking it's funny how psychotic you all get when someone actually brings the conflict out of the open.
You literally came in here psychotic. You're talking about shit that didn't actually happen. You're just sitting here and pretending as though something completely different happened. And
please rewind the conversation and look at
situation. So
again, saying that you care about
roll back the VOD and listen to what's actually happening.
This is like ridiculous.
Go roll back the VOD and listen to what's actually happening, you delusional piece of shit.
Again, you guys are just throwing a bunch of
Go roll back the VOD and look at what's actually happening, you delusional piece of shit. Go and roll back the VOD and listen to what's happened, you delusional piece of shit.
Zonia, what the why are you guys
She's a delusional piece of shit. She's just making shit up. She's just making shit up in here. She's an absolute delusional piece of shit with a peaking trashy mic. She's cutting through everybody else here. I'm prepared to just start muting her because she's so fucking obnoxious and she has no idea what's actually going on in the conversation. She's shadowboxing everybody in the room and not actually paying attention to what's actually been happening.
I would like to go back to the claim that was made about LAV should be absolving Destiny of things, because
she thinks he should be absolved of in her honest experience. What is wrong with that? Please point it out.
Well, I wanted to bring back the idea that you said that Destiny, if he's doing his best, it is well known and documented that dozens of people over the last 10 years have come forward with either straight up abuse allegations against him or complaints, streams where they're talking about the abuse from his community, including shit like this with large calls where people are dogpiling people.
And I pause to sort of respond here real quick because I think it's going in a direction of something I didn't say. I didn't make a claim of Destiny trying his best. I asked LAV before making any statement as to what you should do for a good faith question. Do you think, LAV, that Destiny tried his best within his own capabilities to be a friend to you? She said, no, not really. I said to be friendly toward you. She said, yeah, maybe. And that's when I gave the advice. I am not telling her to say that Destiny has been a saint all the time. I was asking her what her perspective was in the situation and then saying, if that is true, then maybe make that public alongside anything else about Destiny you'd like to make public. Because if we're in the interest of truth, if you are, if Max is, if she is, if anybody is, you should be bringing to the table any information that you think to be true about the situation, not just that which abides by the narrative that you want people to come away with. Because in the interest of truth, sometimes you're going to have to include things even if they draw away from the narrative. Because if you think the narrative is true, it will be true if all facts are presented, and people will come away with that impression. It is only if you're worried that it isn't true that you would have a problem with anything I said there. Because I only said for her to make a statement about her honest opinion about the situation, nothing else.
It is dishonest framing because there is an unbelievably large power differential between Destiny and LAV, and the idea that you could even frame it with him being friendly to her and, quote, doing his best when she told him multiple times how it was hurting her, and he literally did nothing. And then even today, in the same stream where she said she was suicidal as a result of her engagement on his stream, he's literally calling her, what, mid-Jew pussy or whatever? He's fucking terrible. And the idea that you are trying to insist that she call him friendly is so fucked up. You people are insane.
Not trying to get her to insist anything. I am only saying to
the only reason to bring it up is to make it so that him being abusive is in the same sentence as him being friendly. It is gaslighting.
Shaelin,
yes.
You are, dude. Only if your mindset is everybody is speaking from the place of how can I manipulate people's behavior with the way that I'm talking, is that the case. I'm saying that whatever is true about a situation needs to be brought to light if you are trying to provide people a big picture, a true bigger picture about a situation. I didn't tell her that stop, Shaelin,
that they were friends. No, I won't stop. She has already said dozens of times that she cares for Destiny, that they were friends, and yet whenever she's bringing up criticisms, everyone insists that she say that he was friendly to her. It's ridiculous.
Shaelin,
it's just
I'm not insisting anything. I'm not insisting that she say anything other than what is true to her.
Again, why did you ask if you know that she has said it before, that they were friendly and that she cares about him? She already even said that in this stream.
I asked her because I don't watch every fucking second of every fucking stream of everybody in this fucking network. I don't give a fuck, Shaelin. You also had a problem with me saying Lav should just detach from Max and Destiny and all of this and go and live her fucking life. That's a problem. Why is that an issue? That she detached from this. She's giving Shaelin, stop. She's giving you guys the fucking statement. She's giving you the information you need. She and Max have had hours-long conversations consistently about all of this. She's giving you everything you need. Why does she still need to be attached to this?
That's not the problem. If Lav wants to emotionally detach from everyone in this sphere, that would be fine with me if she thought it was good for her. The problem I have is the implication that Lav ought to get off the internet is the equivalent of detaching from this community. I don't think that Lav needs to get off the internet because a fucking huge group of assholes are harassing her because a fucking even bigger asshole who has a platform is directing hate towards her. That is the most insane fucking thing that you could possibly say.
Well,
no, it is not. Hold on, stop. Saying
we were saying specifically that she should have a place on the internet.
Well, no, I will.
See, you wanted her to get off, but I was saying no. She deserves a place on the
proposition.
The people who are apparently berating her were the ones who are being way more gracious about that point than me. I am saying that if you are receiving a ton of abuse that you can't control and there is nothing you can do to make that situation positive for you, yes, I'm saying the only fucking healthy thing to do is detach from that situation. And as someone who cares about her, that would be your answer as well, because she has so many healthy things she could lean into. She moved to a new place. She's found a new community. She's got a loving significant other. She's got opportunity up the fucking ass in real life that she could go to. There's no reason for her to fucking trap herself in here if all she gets is negativity and abuse. And by your own admittance, all she will ever get from here is negativity and abuse. Yes, she should unplug.
No,
not because it's her fault, but because it's the only healthy fucking thing. No, there is no wrong framing here. It is 100% correct.
I'll tell you whether it is or not. The wrong framing is that Lav is responsible for leaving any potential community that she has instead of the community changing or the rules changing so that people can't fucking harass each other in this community. The fact that all 4 of you, again, and 5 of you earlier, were harassing Lav on this stream, telling her that she ought to leave the internet.
How were we harassing her?
Okay, so who was telling her to leave the internet?
Can you please explain to us explicitly where? Explicitly where?
Is telling her to leave the internet. We just had a whole conversation. If you just tuned in, fucking you can rewind the VOD.
You can
so
rewind
you're just
the
gonna
VOD
make
too,
shit
and you're
up,
just gonna make
and you're not gonna
yeah,
expect us to push back on it.
It's fucking.
I'm the only one who bit the bullet on her leaving the internet thing, and
I was the one saying that she should have a place on the internet.
Yeah, I never said that she should leave the internet. I never said that she should, whatever these other people are saying about, her and Max, right? I have not said anything regarding that. The only things that I've offered in this are the ways that the relationship between her and Steven broke down, the reasons why Steven probably feels the way that he does, he feels betrayed, etc., and just suggestions around that, right? But you came in here screaming like a fucking lunatic about God knows what, and you haven't provided an explicit example yet for what you're talking about.
I am the Banshee of Righteousness.
You're the Banshee of being a fucking lunatic, psycho bitch. No wonder Max wants you to be a fucking silent sex doll and lay down with no noise. Holy shit, I would too.
Start. What the fuck?
This could be a productive fucking conversation.
Hold on. I was going to say something to Lav in DM, but I'm just going to say it now. Shaelin, the attitude you came in is not the attitude of someone who has Lav's best interest at heart. It has the smackings of someone.
It's a drama attitude.
It's the idea. It's the attitude of someone who thought Lav was kind of on the right track, and now people are trying to pull her off the track you want her to be on, and you're getting extraordinarily defensive about it. If you had her best interest at heart, you wouldn't be attacking me for having her also being Lav interested in this conversation, but having a different take than you.
I support Lav choosing what to do. I don't support Lav getting gaslight in a 4v1 fight about people telling her not to fucking bring up her concerns publicly about a public dispute.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
You don't care. You're not caring.
So
you're just gonna come in here and just make up a bunch of shit and paint everybody with it. What the fuck is this shit?
You guys
are you just here for drama? Is that it? You just want to stir drama? I get that, but you maybe contribute if you actually give a fuck about Lav.
I just don't think you got her best interest in her.
I think Shaelin saw that most of you guys were picking apart what I was saying. I think Jeb is the exception. I think that Jeb was the most good faith. But I think that most of you, for literally hours now, have literally told me that I should come forward with all the good things that Steven has done and try to absolve him and try to completely,
when have I said that? When have I said
myself from everything.
When have I said that? When have I said that?
I just said you should be much more explicit when you say things. That's it. Like you shouldn't vague post it. Yeah. Have your position very clear. That's the only thing the only advice that I gave you on that.
How about being good faith and that I have your best interest, Lav? Trust me, this chick does not have your best interest at heart, dude.
And Lav, I don't think that's particularly fair even to the conversation that you and I had. Right? We hashed some things out. I never said that you should that anything beyond saying that you have to be really sure about certain accusations or certain implications in this space, right? And that's just from person to person, good advice in this space. I've never said that you have to do anything in particular with Max or with Destiny. All I've done is offer the ways that people feel betrayed in this.
Have you been defending Lav's position as much as you're defending Destiny's? I know everyone wants to talk about how Destiny might be feeling in this situation, but have all of you been giving the same amount of time?
I have offered my sympathies.
Wait. Why would you assume that Lav's position deserves as much defense as mine when Lav has consistently lied over and over again about the timeline?
No. I'm not
Are you going to get in trouble for talking to me? Are you going to get in trouble? Are you going to get...
No, I just think you're an abusive piece of shit, and I'm not interested in talking to you at all.
That lives with her employer? Okay, dude.
Anyway, I'm not going to continue this conversation of Destiny's in here because I think he's...
Oh, you're going to run away? Really? You're going to run away from me? All right, well,
I'm glad that he sent you in here to do damage control.
Yeah. You're all fucking psycho.
We're down with you running away.
Good night.
Oh my gosh, the person who made that fucking piece of artwork, wonderful. I'm sure that your words ring so fucking true. Those are some powerful words from the person who obsessed over all the orbiters and drew this ridiculous piece of art about them.
Do you guys remember when Max said that he was going to keep Shaelin away from all the internet stuff until he needed to wheel her out to defend her for this shitty article? Yeah. Wasn't that a funny fucking meme?
That was
oh my gosh.
They are now in a 5v1 call with you if I leave.
How are you still on the call, you psychotic piece of shit?
Because she has to pull Lav out because MrGirl's telling her that she needs to make Lav leave. But it's going to bad if MrGirl's one that
okay, can I say one thing? Can I say? I would like to say
we have Kool-Aid.
I would like to say one thing, okay? And I think that thing that I would like to say is that even when Lav was talking about her experiences in the space, I was still very sympathetic towards her. I still empathized with her, even if I disagreed with some of the things that like her and I our interactions that we've had previously. So this entire thing that Shaelin came in with is the worst faith, lunatic, like the most lunatic shit I've ever heard. And I don't blame Max. I really don't. That he wants like a silent sex doll. Okay, I really don't blame him because I would want one too. Honestly,
really good person, everyone.
Misogyny,
and it's really important that everyone knows.
Yeah, come in screaming like a fucking lunatic and come in screaming like a fucking. No, you know what I would say when somebody fucking pushes me, yeah, I'm gonna fucking push back, bitch.
Pushes you? She just came in and you fucking.
She came in fucking screaming at the top of her lungs. Holy shit!
She came in ultra hot and shadow boxed everybody in the room.
I'm gonna go to bed now. You're all insane.
Have fun dreaming about all of us as we live rent free in your head, you psychotic piece of shit.
I love you, Lav, and we'll talk later.
You too. All right,
Get fucked.
I don't know, man.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
What the fuck is wrong with her? How can you agree with that craziness?
No.
Anyways, Lav,
I heard the screaming. I heard the shadow boxing.
By the way, Lav, my apology to you still stands. I ain't taking that back.
My apology to you still stands.
I don't understand why that couldn't have been a conversation when it cooled down, though. Sure, she came in hot. I wanted to actually hear some, and we were asking, and then she would start a sentence, and then it would get interrupted.
There's nothing reasonable in that person's head that it's a person that needs to be behind a razor wire topped fence for the rest of her fucking life.
All I can say about it, dude, and I just sent this to Lav in the DM, but I mean, I'll just say it again. I got lumped in right there, Lav, with all the insane people. And my only crime, even from Shaelin's perspective, is not driving you directly to Max. But I know, but you can't stop me here because it's important. Is not driving you directly to Max's shit. I was kind to her. I've been kind to you. I haven't talked about how Destiny possibly feels once. I've only asked you specifically what you know to be true about the situation, how you feel.
I know that is true for you, Jeb. Jeb, you are the shiny beacon of light.
No, I'm not. No, stop, Lav. What I'm saying is it shows that she doesn't have your best interest at heart when even that gets lumped into insane solely because I didn't drive you into Max's arms.
I think Shaelin walked into a conversation where all of you guys are actively telling me that I am doing something wrong by talking about how I feel, and she's my mom.
Okay,
she wanted to go.
I wasn't doing that.
Get up and come back. Hold on, give me a second, because like Shaelin came in, threw a load of accusations. I think I've been pretty
abuse accusations,
and like I actually have a pretty good reputation for being good faith. But out of everyone in this call, I think I'm probably the person who's pinned you the most on random things. This is why I think the reaction to like Shaelin coming and being like, you're fucking dogpiling Lav. Like, people have made comments, but of the people in this call who have been like specifically picking at things, whether it's big tech or fucking like questions about the way Lav acts, it was me, not other people. So like, I don't think it's been a 4v1. It has been people picking up different things. And like, if Shaelin wants to come and be like, well, Stardust's boyfriend fucking hates Max and like pinned Lav, fine. But like, again, coming in screaming like a banshee and like doing this shit's gonna have a clear fucking action. So there's my statement. I was pretty fucking critical, but everyone else in this call for the past like 4 hours has been incredibly understanding. So that's it, just to clear the fucking air, because I think it's worth doing, because otherwise it's another circle. Right, good night.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck about feelings on any part. I'm just saying, if the actual end goal of this was truth, Everybody should know what everybody has on them. Everybody should have a chance to fucking respond, just like any journalistic article, just like any fucking trial, anything that has an interest in truth. Everybody knows what everyone has on them, and everybody gets a chance to respond. That's not the case. It's not a mistake. It's intentional. Truth is not the goal. And the way Shaelin came in here proved to me, at least, she does not have your best interest at heart or truth at heart. The way
that Shaelin came in is neither here nor there. She obviously was emotionally. She was emotional. The way that Star and Zonia, the just vitriolic, misogynistic abuse was so fucking disgusting. I genuinely can't even believe it. Like the way that you guys like think that language is permissible to speak to another human is fucking insane. Like,
yeah, especially you do realize that Shaelin. We do realize that Shaelin literally drew them as dogs of mine, right? You acknowledge that that's a little bit vitriol. Well, wait, let her respond to that. You realize that she literally drew them as dogs that were my, like, slaves. Do you think that's a little bit misogynistic or vitriolic?
I don't think it's misogynistic because I don't think it had anything to do with their fucking...
There were literally dollar bills in my cleavage.
Hold on, yeah, let her respond. The dollar bill stuffed into the dog cleavage. You don't think that that's a little bit misogynistic?
I think that if Star wanted to draw a photo of how she thought their relationship was abusive and that was art, she could fucking do it.
Okay, do you see the insane double standard? Do you see the insane double standard you've got set up?
I wouldn't think it was misogynistic or abusive if Star had actual... Star wasn't using that as because she thinks that it's actually true. She was trying to hurl whatever hurtful thing she could throw because she knows that Shaelin is emotional towards those things. She was trying to hurt Shaelin with everything in her fucking body. That is not what Shaelin was trying to do with the fucking photo.
I mean,
what do you think Shailin's trying to do with her art? To attack every single orbiter. Of course that's the point. It's to undermine the autonomy of every single person around me and to declare that every single thing they say is coming from my mouth. That's the whole point of the art piece.
You guys do that. You literally do that with Shaelin and Max every time you open your fucking mouth about her.
Because Max said explicitly that Shaelin was never supposed to be on the internet. You realize that you just did a whataboutism? You just did a whataboutism
when you do it. It's only justified when you do it. That makes sense.
The difference between me and Mr. Girl is I have never in my entire life told you who you should or shouldn't talk to, and Mr. Girl literally redirected you to his zombie girlfriend for advice. Do you not see the fucking difference there?
Wait, Steven, you have literally been in my DMs. I can literally pull them out right now where you're saying that he is manipulating me and that and you've said like, why would you choose him over me? Like you have absolutely
if you want to post Lav, if you want to post the full fucking shit, me talking about him, go for it. What I've said multiple times was, yeah, I do think he's manipulating you. But I've also said explicitly, if you want to talk to him, go for it. He's the one saying to you, he's the one saying to you, no, don't equal it. Don't equal it. No. Stop being fucking retarded. Don't equalize it. He's telling you to leave my stream forever because I'm manipulative and influensive. I'm saying you can talk to whoever you want. He's redirecting you to Lav. Could you imagine if I said, Lav, I understand you're upset about me. Go talk to Melina. You know how fucking weird that is? How any person could see that that's like the most manipulative, cultish fucking thing in the world? And you're trying to equate both of us because I think he's fucking manipulative?
And she literally came into a group of people that are just talking, like at least me, just talking and asking you what's going on, and immediately said we're gaslighters. That's an abuse accusation. She's literally calling everybody in here abusers off the rip with almost no information just because.
Well, sure. I'm just trying to point out the difference is that like Max is intentionally driving you to only having conversations with one type of people, and then he's fucking crying like a little baby bitch on stream, trying to pull you out of another community that he doesn't like. I've never done anything even remotely close to that in my entire fucking life, or threatened to stop talking to you or stop associating with you. You don't go into some other person's community. It's fucking insane. I can't believe you try to equate us there.
Did you blacklist anyone who streamed with Max or me for like a month?
First of all, that lasted for 1 week, and secondly, that's because you motherfuckers are messaging women that I haven't talked to for 7 fucking years.
What do you mean, you guys? Steven, stop!
Yes, you're all part of the same fucking team, dude.
What the fuck are you talking about? I've literally done fucking nothing, Steven. Stop!
Were you not doing
fucking nothing?
Were you not doing a? You literally okay, how about you send all of your logs with him to me then? If you go on a neutral side here. Since you sent all of our logs to him, which by the way included a ton of personal information that I see you don't give a fuck about, but since you sent all of my stuff to him, why don't you send all of your conversation to me? You said you'd do it earlier, right? Didn't you say that earlier? You'd send the logs? Or was that just posturing and nobody here bothered to ask?
If you... Yeah,
so that was bullshit. You said it because...
I have nothing to hide. I have literally nothing to hide. I'll send them to you.
Yeah, shoot me. Okay. I really do. Before you log off this call, in the next like 2 minutes, do it right now. Get on Discord, export it, and shoot me your whole logs. I'm super curious to see what you guys talk about.
First of all, I can't do it on this call because my Discord app isn't working, but I can do it when my Discord app starts to work. I'm on.
So you're not going to do it.
Oh wait, no, I can't do it. No, I
just
can't.
Reconnect.
Just kidding. No, hold on. No. I'm just kidding. I can't do it.
Yep. It's just knowing. Do you think that it's shitty that Max is doing that, Lev? Messaging everyone he's ever talked to, fucking every female.
I think
like I haven't asked you as a family with 2 other kids. I haven't talked to you in 6 years. DM me for information.
If I think it's okay or not, does it matter if I think it's okay or not? I'm not part of it.
Yes, it does a little bit.
Can we at least agree that it's weird as fuck and creepy?
Yeah. I don't think it's weird if you're trying to investigate whether or not someone's an abuser to talk to women that they could have potentially abused. No, I don't think that's weird. I think it's probably uncomfortable. Yeah.
I think it's really, really weird.
I just don't see why you would purposefully detach yourself from it when he said, "You guys, if you don't actually think it's not okay."
Well, actually, I'm sure. If I would have put on a call, to my community to ask if I could get into contact with every single person, every girl Max has ever been in contact with, every relationship he's been in, the camera girl he talked about, his parents and his family, do you think that would be okay for me to do? Since you think it's okay for Max to do, it'd just be like a little uncomfortable.
Steven, I'm gonna be honest. I don't trust you to not use this to like abuse me.
You won't even answer the question. You don't trust me when Max is the one that's emailing Hafu, professional female contacts like that I've never even remotely been sexual with, saying multiple women are coming forward with abuse. Do you understand how fucking unhinged that is?
Steven,
you know, just saying my name over and over again doesn't actually respond to anything I'm saying, right?
After the shit that you said about me today, after the fucking shit that you've levied against me today, I don't feel comfortable sending you any logs of me being.
Oh, there it is. I know.
Someone else.
I knew you were never sending them. It's okay. I knew you were never sending them. It's okay. It's okay.
You are going to read them.
I don't need the code.
To send.
I don't need the code. It's okay.
And direct more.
It's okay. It's all good. No, it's all good. It's all good. I knew you were never sending them. It's okay.
I want to bite a bullet here. I'm going to say that if Destiny or if Steven decided to go after, let's say, Lav, and everybody, Lav's in Lav's life, right? Everybody that Lav's had a relationship with, to contact them and write an article on her, I would definitely have a problem with it. I would definitely be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? So I will bite that bullet, just so you know.
So one of my chatters just brought up something really interesting, Lav. You were really pissed off at Sick for going into your background and talking to a friend of yours that you hadn't talked to in a long time.
Yeah, to lie about me completely unsubstantiated and.
You mean like when Max messages multiple girls and says other people have come forward with abuse of young women sexually?
I don't think
part of his article that by the way,
he's investigating, right?
You guys are literally doing the fucking 5v1 thing. You guys are.
All right, go ahead.
This is not a 5v1. If you need,
stop. Let her go.
If you want people running defense, then we can go into it. But that's
just let her give it to her.
Max is not putting anything in the article that he could not substantiate.
Is he going to include Anna's story that she intentionally asked to be left out of?
He is. No, he is. I don't know. I don't know.
So we don't know yet because he hasn't released it, but it's just as creepy, right? It's the same kind of creepy thing. Someone digging into your past, talking to people you haven't associated with in a long time, right? That's creepy shit. You agree it's creepy. You saw it being creepy when Sick was doing it. It's probably just as creepy seeing Max do it, correct?
I don't have a series of like abuse allegations.
No, I don't have a series of abuse allegations. Hold on, no, shut the fuck up. What are my series of abuse allegations?
Don't you have like multiple people from multiple communities saying that you're like super abusive? Like Vosh, Hassan?
I have multiple people from multiple communities saying, shut the fuck up! I have multiple people from multiple communities saying I'm a mean person on Twitter. Don't conflate that with the abuse that you're talking about.
What do you think abuse and meanness? What's the line between meanness and abuse?
They're not victims coming out.
Let me fucking do this conversation. Okay.
Sorry.
The difference between abuse and meanness is abuse usually implies that you have some level of power or coercive ability over a person, and you're able to keep them in an area to make them endure something that they wouldn't want to otherwise. That's typically what abuse means. It's not just being mean on Twitter or tweeting at somebody. Like, if I walk on the street and I call somebody like, oh, you're a fucking asshole, that's not quote-unquote abuse. That's not typically what it means. That's definitely not how you guys have been using it. Because all of the context that Max has been using it in is in the context of me having coercive powers over people that I have a dramatically, like, big power differential over. You know this. Don't act like abuse is just mean.
Steven, will you add me on Discord so I can send you?
Send me a friend request.
He's on the phone right now, right?
Yeah, and one thing, Lav, is I totally get it. If you are writing a journalistic article on allegations to somebody, it is standard practice to get in touch with anyone you think would have a story. He loses that excuse when he's not operating under the other standard practice, which is to go to Destiny with every single thing that he gets and ask him for comment on it, which he's not doing because he's not interested in Destiny's side of the story. He's only interested in painting a picture. A one-sided picture, and he's
cherry picking all the information and leaving out anything that would disprove what he's saying.
Literally, what the article was supposed to drop already, and now it's going to drop in a couple weeks, and he's still asking, basically, please send me the worst possible shit you can. Direct threats. He's literally just like, please send me the nastiest fucking shit possible. Because I'm about to wrap this thing up.
Girls that have like never even been on stream before. Like, what is he even looking for? I'm just like raping normies now. Is that what the article is expanded to?
I don't know. I don't know any of this. Literally, I don't know anything.
No, and we're not expecting you to, but we're saying like to understand that it's not this loving trying to help Destiny and also seek the truth mission. Every single piece of evidence points to that not being the case. Every single piece, other than him saying, I love Destiny. I'll always love Destiny. Everything he's doing with his actions is not showing that. And the same way that you're saying Destiny doesn't give a fuck about you because his actions don't align with that, you have to be able to look at Max in the same objective light of his actions are not matching up with this I love Destiny and I'm seeking the truth thing, because he has no fucking interest in hearing Destiny's side of the story on any of it.
Also, just to be clear, because I think Shaelin said it too, I don't have a history of abuse allegations. That's bullshit. I've been sexually active even with people that fucking hate me now that have never levied an abuse accusation like this. The most I've gotten is he's really mean on Twitter, or his community can be mean. Nobody's ever accused me of abuse before.
I don't know.
Which is ultra ironic given how Max reacted to Cherry and Stardust doing something that was like a million times not even close to as serious as what he's doing to me, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I've talked about that. I don't... dude. I think Max really thinks that he's doing something good. Steven, if you wanted to do the same thing to Max, you should do it. I don't know.
Yes, I know Max knows he's doing the right thing. And schizophrenics think that they're being tracked down by the CIA. It doesn't have any bearing on whether or not there's any truth to the matter. And you've thrown your lot in with him parroting the same accusations. You just did it here. Haven't you had abuse accusations before? Without any evidence.
Well, I thought that you had him. I'm actually pretty sure that... I don't know. I don't know. You said like mean online and abuse. Like, what is the line? Do you have a line?
I can't believe. Do you seriously not know the difference? Do you think that there's a difference between being... Then I don't know why you're involved in this conversation at all, or why you would ever... Like, you keep saying there's so much nuance. You don't even know there's abuse and being mean?
So abuse is use something to bad effect or for a bad purpose, or treat a person with cruelty. Especially regularly.
Are you reading the dictionary definition right now for this conversation?
Yeah.
The purpose is when you're talking about abusive relationships or abuse things, abuse typically
We're just going to use your made up definition, not an actual definition.
It's if somebody says they were in an abusive situation, what are you thinking in your mind? Wow, somebody must have hit you on the street? That's not how we use the term abuse.
Sure. I think that
why are you being sure? Like there's any question of this whatsoever.
The pattern is what is important. It's an especially.
There is no pattern of abusive relationships. Yes, there is no pattern of abusive relationships with me. I'm on good terms with every single ex I've ever had.
Of you being mean on Twitter.
Yeah, true. I agree. And if you guys wanted to accuse me, hey, I want to talk to you about Destiny. He's been mean to a lot of people. Then go for it. That's fine. I have been mean to a lot of people. But when the claim is he's been abusive and sexually coercive, especially with young women, do you see the difference of gravity of the claim?
I don't know about the young woman part. I didn't know that was...
Oh, sorry, that's just in the DMs that he sends to, like, every random fucking person that he thinks I've ever made contact with. He's DMing girls that I played, like, 2 games of League of Legends with, like, 3 years ago that I forgot even existed.
And Lav, that's the problem.
Steven, why are you putting me on trial for something I literally haven't fucking written?
Because you're lending your credibility to him for this article. You helped to build the start of the investigation by connecting him to Anna and giving him your story and giving him your logs. You're like the instigator to all of this.
Steven, if there's nothing to worry about, then there's nothing to fucking worry about. If you don't think that you did anything wrong with me, then why the fuck does it matter?
Okay, I'm gonna send my entire community tomorrow on finding out every single piece of information you've ever had on you. Every friend you've talked to, every person you've hooked up with, every TikToker you've collabed with, and as long as you're not hiding anything, you should feel okay about that. Did you really say something that fucking retarded, Lav? Do you not see how fucking creepy or weird it is to have an anonymous fucking weirdo dude that's known on the internet as a pedophile messaging random women that I used to have professional contacts with saying me and other women are coming forward with abuse allegations against Destiny? No, Lav, are you following the conversation? Do you understand what I just said?
Yes, you said some anonymous dude. This was like your friend that you would like.
No, anonymous with, to the people he's talking to.
He's anonymous to everybody else. MrGirl is known as the cuties guy on the internet. He's an anonymous person. He's not like a highly respected investigative journalist or something.
Steven, it hurts that I am caught in the crossfire of this. It has always hurt. I don't
care that it hurts you. It hurts me a million times more. You put yourself in the crossfire. You're not in the crossfire. You literally are holding the gun. I'm the one in the crossfire, motherfucker. I am the one in the crossfire. You are one of the people holding the guns. What part of that doesn't make sense? You're the one that's helping Max build a case against me while he digs through every single person I've ever talked to.
Steven, not if there's nothing in it that's fucking worth mentioning.
Okay, I'll remember that. Okay.
Lav, remember when I said he's got you in the sidecar? That's the issue. He's got you in the sidecar, and you have no fucking idea where you're going. He's not giving you any information about what's in the article. He's not giving you any information about the backing of it. He's not giving you any information about why he just randomly suddenly put out another tweet looking for even juicier shit. You're sitting in the sidecar. He's not telling you at all where it's going. You're saying you don't want to be on the fucking bike. You can't get out of the sidecar while sitting on your ass. You have to get up and get out. You have to actively separate sometimes. It can't just be, I hate being stuck in the crosshair.
Like this whole thing kicked off with you and Max telling Anna that I was about to drop a nuke on her, which wasn't even true, by the way, and I'd given no indication of. And the only reason you guys even thought that, you went on stream and you...
What are you talking about?
You went on stream and you called me the Harvey Weinstein of Twitch, and I got irritated. And when I got irritated, you and Max told Anna that I was going to nuke her unless she started leaking everything to Max.
Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Are we doing the benzo memory fog, or what do you mean? What part of this don't you understand? I'm pretty sure MrGirl still has the tweet up. MrGirl is literally explaining that he told Anna that Destiny's going to drop a nuke on Lav if I don't get all of your logs to defend against the claim that you made on your stream about me. That's how this whole thing kicked off.
I've never seen this nuke thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Steven.
Somebody should link it to it right now so you can watch it. It's like a 45-second clip, I think.
Do you have a screenshot of this or something?
No, it's not a screenshot. It's a video of him talking about it. He's on his stream and he says the reason, like, Lav went on her stream and made a big accusation about me being Harvey Weinstein. I got really upset, and then Max, I thought Max and you, but maybe just Max and Shaelin, ran to Anna and said, hey, we need you to give us all of your logs because Destiny's about to drop a nuke on you. Or a nuke on Lav. And that was the instigating moment in order to get all of Anna's shit turned over after a 3-hour call with her. He's on a Twitter video admitting all of it. He said it on one of his streams. I don't believe you don't remember this. I feel like you're playing stupid right now. It was a pretty big starting moment. It was when you made your first claim about me being Harvey Weinstein on stream. And then I think that was the day that I revealed to the public that Max was working on some investigation about me when he came and tried to drop a big bomb that I was sexting a 32-year-old like it was the end of the fucking world.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find it.
It's all good.
Cherry linked the tweet in my chat. One of the white blood cells. Good job, Cherry. You're going to be rewarded with 37 DGG points tomorrow. It's going on your account.
Will you send it to me? Your chat is... I don't have access.
Can somebody link what Cherry tweeted? I can't. I'm on my phone right now.
Somebody's stock going up.
You are... Is it on your
blocked from
DGG
being
chat?
this tweet.
Yeah, Cherry linked it.
Okay.
Unable
tweet starting with that.
Unable to view this tweet because...
Open it in incognito mode. I know a lot of people have it, but I know you could do that.
Is it? Oh, fuck.
I don't know. I've never used incognito mode.
Okay, hold on. It's the Cherry tweet that she linked.
Someone want to drop this inside of the...
I'm dropping. This is the last thing I saw Cherry link. It's her quote tweet of the Max video. So if that's what we're looking for, it's there.
Okay.
Media could not be played.
Well, it's Twitter. It's Twitter on Discord. You have to click the link and open it on Twitter, and then you can play the video on.
Okay, sorry, I'm like.
It's
I'm
fine.
Like
Twitter videos suck on Discord. It is what it is.
There you go. I'll share it to you guys.
Wait, can one of you just play it and stream it?
Yeah, give me a second
but
here.
really? Yes.
Yes, I'm blocked. I can't.
Jesus fuck. Okay. Okay, someone else got it. I had to open incognito mode.
Oh crap. Sorry, give me a second.
Fucking Elon Musk, dude. That fucking guy.
Okay, here we go.
It's just taking forever to render.
Girl, I think Destiny's strong. Mr. Girl, I think Destiny's strong. I don't know what manipulation you're talking about. With Anna, I mean, against you is that you're manipulating people behind the scenes, not necessarily that you're merely investigating. I agree that the Anna sexting is weird, but not that bad. So I think the manipulation of Anna and other women by you is what you should comment on. Okay. I don't know what manipulation you're talking about. With Anna, I said, listen, Lav just said that you've been sexting with Steven for a year. She has triggered a nuclear attack. Steven is about to attack us. And I need you to give me proof of that. I need you to give me proof. Because without proof, he can discredit us. But you, Anna, you are the weapon that Steven uses to discredit women. No one wants to be an Anna. If you take that away from him and say, actually, he's been lying about Anna this entire time, then he can't do this anymore. It puts a stop to it. So I said, please give me a screenshot. I know this is scary. She said, can you do it without the screenshot? And I was like, I don't think so. I need the screenshot. We need to come forward. We need to do this right. We need to back up Lav, because Lav has made a claim, and now we need to give her evidence to back up that claim, or else she is going to get fucking dogpiled, and I don't want to watch this happen to her. I don't want to watch it happen to you. I don't want to watch it happen to anybody. I want this to stop. So if that's manipulation, then sure. But I don't think it is.
Yeah. That's it. Everybody hear it?
That's pretty rough, dude.
So I'm confused about the nuke part.
He just said it. He just said.
Are you serious?
No, but I'm confused. I don't even know why he was using that. I don't understand that whole situation.
Because he was making it up to foster this idea in Anna that something horrible was going to happen if he didn't get what he wanted from her. He was manipulating her.
Well, I think
and
it's possible. Wait.
I
think is it entirely crazy to think that you would retaliate after either of us came forward with the information that you were being extremely messy and still sexting her?
Retaliate how? With the truth? Now you're blackmailing me?
Wait, blackmailing you? What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean, am I gonna retaliate? What, like just make basic accusations against you guys? Why would I do? I would look horrible doing that. What do you mean? If I'm retaliating, it's gonna be to tell my side of the story.
You literally made a fucking crazy baseless accusation towards me fucking earlier in this fucking today.
Number one, you're taking right now to try to explain actions in the past, which unless you're a fucking time traveler, if that's a power that Jewish people have that I was unaware of, then I'm sorry, but I don't think you could do that. Number one. Number two, it's contestable if it's a false claim. Number three, back to all of this. This was Max manipulating Anna because it's something you said on the stream. How are you trying to say you guys aren't working together when he's literally harassing Anna, manipulating her to get DMs to bail you out from a claim that you made on stream? And now you're telling me, oh, we didn't work together. Do you not see how this all kind of comes together?
Well, then, did Anna also work with us?
So like, here's the thing. The way Anna described the situation.
Okay, hold on. You're framing this as like us working together against you, which I understand that it feels that way, Steven, but it really felt like we were waiting for the ball to drop. Like, we already.
What did you think I was gonna do? No, I want to hear. What did you think I was gonna do? I need to hear this. I'm curious.
I don't know.
What does me dropping the ball look like? No. You know, you must have some idea.
Probably direct hate to us on all of our social media.
I need you to be like clear. So am I going to tweet out like go attack Mr. Girl and LAV guys? No. Direct hate doesn't mean anything. Those aren't like real directions.
You probably would have. I obviously was scared that you were going to bring up the Hassan thing that I readily fell on the blade of. I don't know what Max was scared of. I don't know that whole.
Well, hold on. Didn't you tell Max that Steven was going to drop a nuke or something? Wasn't that the DMs that you had with him right before that whole thing happened? Before he went to, because like you DM'd Steven or Max to let him know that Steven was going to drop a nuke. Max then panicked, went to Anna and said, "I need the screenshots now."
What do you mean drop a nuke? What the fuck are you? What is this drop a nuke thing? The drop a nuke thing was about Hassan.
He told Anna that Destiny was going to drop a nuke on you.
No.
Anna didn't give him the story.
What day was this?
Weren't you the one who prompted Max? I can look at our DMs. Yeah, what day was this? That would have been what, November 7th? I think it would have been November 7th.
It was the 8th.
I'm looking for my chat to... Oh, peep DMs? Okay, hang on. Somebody linked me something.
I can't with this shit.
Just let it be in the record for whatever dog shit YouTube video this goes up on. I just wanted to be know that all of this is going to get walked back tomorrow, but go ahead.
Okay, so let me pull this up.
It just seems like every fucking step of this conversation, you're learning a new thing that you probably don't approve of that Max did in part of his quote-unquote like advocacy for you. And I don't see why he would not be sharing any of this with you if his genuine pursuit was your best interest in the truth. It's not. We keep acting like we don't know what Max would be scared of when it's obvious. What Max is scared of is Destiny knowing what he has on him and getting the chance to honestly respond to it. It's why he's not asking him. It's why he's not wanting any of it to get out. It's why he's trying to do it all anonymously and not asking for comment. He's scared of Destiny actually being able to correct the record because he knows Destiny's platform is big enough that he can't just put out a baseless accusation and have it stick if Destiny has a chance to get out in front of it and actually give his side of it and give logs or whatever it is he has on it. That's what it's not a question what Max would be scared of. Max is scared of Destiny correcting the record, or at least giving his side of it.
Yeah, I have no DMs with Max about anything of that sort.
Yeah, I know. He's not telling you any of it at all.
So he's literally he's playing both sides.
Okay, so I got a screenshot of your DMs with Anna here up. So this is what was linked to me. It's the one where Anna is saying, "See, that's a problem. If I don't stay friends with Steven, he will do this. But why sext him?" Said LAV, and then he will turn people against me and make my streams, my streaming life a living hell. I'm dumb, naive, and don't be like me. So, and then you said, so you feel like you have to placate him so he doesn't abuse you? Anna said, sorta. And then you said, this is horrifying. And then Anna said, I know. And then LAV said, Max mentioned talking to a bunch of women. Steven has done this too. So that's on the 7th.
Which is not true, by the way. But.
And then Max...
I think that was an anticipatory statement.
But then, what? That's a fabrication then. You said
no.
Max.
I said
Max
he was going to talk to a bunch of women. I think there's a bunch. You could bring up Bad Bunny, Keffals, like a bunch of other women that you have directed.
So he's planning it, maybe. Okay.
Yes.
So, but then Max's story at the time was that at that point you came to him and told him about it. He panicked. And then he reached out to Anna, or I guess you told you to get Anna to reach out to him to give him the screenshots, and that was where the group chat started. And then the way Anna described it to me, that group chat, she described it as being very, very stressful. She felt put on the spot. The situation that she described, the way I viewed it, the way she was describing it, it sounded like an interrogation with Max and Shaelin being the interrogators and pressuring her for 2.5 hours to drop some kind of screenshot for them to use. And she didn't even want to do it, and she finally caved. So that sounded, the situation she described to me on my stream sounded extremely manipulative and abusive, I would argue.
I think it's hard to... I think that Anna was telling literally every single person a different thing, and I don't think that that's her. I don't think that she's doing that on purpose. I'm just saying, like, I don't. It's hard to trust. Like, I was in that call.
Don't say it.
I was in that call.
Oh,
it wasn't.
You were in the 3-hour call where they were trying to pressure her for the.
I wasn't in it for 3 hours, but I was in it for a substantial amount of time, and it was the only thing that she was worried about was it being too sexually explicit. So she was trying to block out the parts that were sexually explicit because they were embarrassing.
She said she didn't. No. She did not tell me that.
That's literally what happened. On the call, that is literally what happened. Is that she was trying to block out. There's literally. I don't want it to be public, but there are literally screenshots and like different times where she tried to block out everything, and Max was like, "Okay, well, you just blocked out everything." And
she told me that she did not want to release anything and was trying to beg him, is there any way you can do this without me leaking any DMs? And what she did do afterward was, once she had decided that maybe she'll go ahead and leak them, she wanted to redact the sensitive parts. Right, so that was
Zonia just said consistent with Max's statements and Anna's statements, by the way. Because I think Max himself had said she didn't want to leak anything in that last video we just watched, and he was like, no, we need you to.
Yeah.
That's where the nuke came in, right? He's going to drop a nuke, again, putting you in the fucking sidecar, making you a part of it. He's going to drop a nuke on LAV if you don't do this.
Wait, Anna kept saying it was because it was just too sexually explicit. I don't, like, the way that you guys are framing this are just not the way that it was in the call. Like, it just wasn't. It wasn't because she wasn't readily available with the information. She had talked to Steven for hours, for like a couple days at that point, and she was compiling everything. She had talked to him before, I think, about it. I think she had wanted to talk to him about Steven before, like a month or two earlier. Like, she was readily available with this information. Do we know Anna to be the sort of person who doesn't want to talk about this stuff? Like, she talks to everyone about this stuff.
Yeah, but it's also like notoriously the thing she's been trying not to do because it makes her spiral and it's bad for her mental health.
No,
it's
notorious. No. It's notorious the thing that she doesn't like to do, because every time that she tries to set the record straight, Steven's fucking fans will go fucking crazy on her.
No, because she has literal OCD spirals about it.
Yeah, hold on. Anna's issue is that Anna has OCD. One of her compulsions, so she feels like people have incorrect information about her on the internet, and one of the relieving activities that she does for this is by going live and talking about it, which is exactly the thing that her and her therapist are trying to get her not to do. Anna's compulsion is correcting what she... It doesn't matter. It's because she's going to be a part of the article. Because you bully her for 3 hours to release a bunch of her fucking logs to MrGirl's.
What do you mean me, Steven? What the fuck is wrong with you, Steven?
You just said you were in the call with her.
For us, like, not even for the end of it. For the end of it, and all the time I was...
The end when she released it?
Bullying.
That was literally the whole point of the call. Oh, okay, so you were there for the end part, but not the very end. How do you even know how long the fucking call was then? Well, how long were you on? Give us a time.
She said that it was 3 hours. She said that it was a 3-hour call. I have no idea how long I was on. I didn't fucking count how long I was on, Steven.
Lav, do you
oh,
see
but
what
you
I'm
know that
saying?
you were there towards the end, but not the very end. And then also, you're the one that connected them. You're the one that's leaking logs on Twitter.
Zonia also knows more about it because Zonia has all the fucking logs for it because Anna's already given it to her. So Anna probably knows better than I do. I can't look back and go. Anna was during the whole conversation. I was only there for an hour of it. You're trying to
earlier you said you were there for
inconsequential for some.
It's not inconsequential. It's literally demonstrated you've been working with them since day one to do this. After saying
working with them, Steven. What the fuck? Steven, I've tried to be so fucking charitable to you during this whole fucking thing. I felt so fucking bad.
What?
I felt so fucking bad. I've tried to convince Max out of it. I've tried to.
I'll see that in the logs then.
I've tried to go back and forth of whether or not I even want my fucking story in it because I don't want to hurt you, because I care about you, because I care about him. This whole thing is so fucking.
I thought you said before you didn't know if your story was even going to be in it.
And for you to keep doing this, like, this fucking stupid shit where you're trying to, like, paint me as the fucking bad guy. I know that you're hurt. I know that you're hurt, but I'm trying to
don't do
level
this.
with you.
No, stop. But Lav,
yeah, I'm over any hurt. Like, we're way past that. I'm just showing that, like, you have a clear, like, remember earlier about the abuse thing? You want to talk about consistent set of actions? You consistently worked with him from day one. You connected with Anna. You were part of the big call. You said you were there for a substantial amount of time.
Yeah,
you were tweeting logs of you talking.
I gave him my story. I was uncomfortable.
Yeah, and you,
I was uncomfortable with, with my position in your stream and the way that you did nothing about it. I was uncomfortable about. Yes.
Well, we already said that that's not true. You said I did do something about it, but you lied to me. You manipulated me to try to stay on my stream. We already got past that. You admitted that.
It wasn't enough, and you did not do enough.
No, I did, because you were manipulating me, right?
You have repeatedly called me mentally ill, dragged my name through mud. Okay,
but you dragged yourself.
Mentally ill. Oh, you just had no clue until afterwards, until after I came out. Like, that's so convenient. You had no clue that I was mentally ill, that I was too.
I didn't know you were this mentally ill. No, I didn't. What had you ever done that had shown this level of mental illness?
Extremely convenient. That is completely convenient that you would just not know until after the fact, until it's convenient for you to use that against me. That totally makes sense.
Tell me what signs I missed.
But I was completely healthy. But I was completely healthy while you were trying to me. I was completely good. There was no signs, because when someone's this mentally ill as you have displayed that I am, when I'm this mentally ill, it must be so easy to hide. Must be so easy to hide.
Let's focus. 1 sec. Redirect. Lav, what do you want? You keep saying you don't want to be associated with this. You want out. Okay?
Dude, I want Steven to stop.
I got it, Lav. Just please let me get to the end of
tell me what you want. If she wants me to stop doing it, then stop talking about me. That's so easy. Don't do a 5-hour stream where you throw me under the bus for 3 hours.
Yeah, just stop talking about how I feel if I don't want abuse. See how that makes sense?
No, Lav.
Stop talking about how I feel if you don't want. I don't want insane retaliation from you. And
you're not using I feel statements to describe a feeling. You're using I feel statements to attack me. You can't say, I feel like Steven was like a coercive rapist. I feel like Steven is the Harvey Weinstein. Those aren't I feel statements.
Oh my god.
Those are descriptive statements that you're hiding with an I feel before them. You don't need to go on stream and talk for 3 hours about a situation that happened 4 months ago. There's no reason for it. Unless you want to be there to work with your associate Max to hype up the release of its impending 250-page fucking War and Peace novel about the entirety of my life.
Lav, at the end of the day, you can't detach from it. You can't expect any Destiny's anger.
What do you want me to do, Steven?
Oh my god. Lav, everywhere this bike... No, I'm not shutting the fuck up. Lav, everywhere the bike goes, you're there. When he needs Anna's story, he uses you. When he wants Anna's story in a call, he puts you in the call. If you want Destiny to stop being angry at you, you've got to stop being in the plane that is bombing his life.
I'm not hearing you. Steven, what do you want me to do?
Just don't talk about it publicly anymore, and preferably not like spilling every fucking thing you've ever done privately in Discord servers like you do every fucking day.
So you want me to take back my logs?
No, I want to see your logs. I'm curious about that. You already sent all of mine to Max, so why not?
No, I'm saying you want me to completely bow out of the fucking story? What do you want?
No, listen, if you feel like I wronged you or some shit, even though you said apparently on here I haven't, I don't care what you said to him in the past, that's fine. Just stop talking about me constantly, publicly, doing huge streams about how I'm such a horrible fucking person.
Steven, this is the first time, this week is the first time I've publicly talked about you for months. What the are you talking about?
Lav, would you bet your husband's life? No, how much money would you bet on that you haven't publicly talked about me in some area where at least 5 people can hear in the past month? How much money would you put on that?
In a to get back to you, Steven. I have not publicly gone on stream or tweeted about it or done any of that. What I do in my own Discord.
Clearly, it's getting back to me, and if it's getting back to me, who the fuck knows who else it's getting back to? That's kind of the whole fucking point, Lav. Kind of like the shit you said, the big test.
So Sick is claiming that you talked about him in your most recent 3 streams.
Oh my god, dude.
Is that true?
That I've said what?
Apparently, you were talking about Steven in your 3 most recent streams, according to Sick. And that he has the VODs.
Recent streams on my own Twitch.
Sick, can you clarify? He says he has the VODs. Can you link me the VODs? Sick. Not that we're going to go over it right here,
I hate this premise that I'm not allowed to talk about Steven. Wait, hold on.
No, hold on 1 second. Because claims come out, or things that seem like claims, so inevitably his community wants to respond. They want us to do something. He wants to respond, right?
I told you that I don't want to be fucking involved with Sick. Why are you bringing up Sick to me?
I don't have a choice in this. You made a claim that you haven't been talking about Steven for the past 2 months until this most recent thing.
Has Steven talked about me publicly? Why the fuck am I not able to?
He responds to you. That was something he said when we previously called in, right?
The only time I'm responding is when you guys are typing more shit. Like, you typed even more lies about me in your fucking subreddit, I think a week or 2 ago that I think I responded to in the fucking subreddit. I'm pretty sure they were, but I have to go back and check. But I don't know, it was probably you saying something about how, like, I gleefully spoke about how I abused my ex. I would have to go back. You can check my Reddit history if you want, but that story is so unbelievably one-sided, Lev. And you already admitted to it earlier in this call. I don't know why you're back. Well, I know why you're backtracking, it's because of what you do.
Wow.
It's so easy. Like, even what you're saying, the way you frame everything is so insane. You're like, oh, well, I can't talk about my feelings? Of course you can. Talk to a fucking therapist. Or talk to your friends offline. You don't need to be in a public Rumble stream with Max typing up his new article talking about your feelings. It's like the most inappropriate place to do it.
But you can, and you can say that I had a mid-pussy, and you can call me a fucking narcissistic abuser like my mother. Steven, you're a fucking
after you told Big Tech that I crawled away crying because you left that night. Seriously, Lab? You're gonna play that fucking game?
Oh, that's what I said? That's actually...
I'm pretty sure you were like, oh, he was so sad that I fucking left, as you're fucking divulging information about my fucking dick and our fucking hookup to fucking Big Tech of all people. And then now you want to high road me? Because I included a little clip about mid-pussy, Lab? That's the road you want to go down? I still haven't leaked the full details of our hookup, by the way. If you want me to, I can.
Why would... It feels like you're threatening.
Because you leaked everything that you feel makes you look good.
What makes me look good? Literally.
Apparently the part where I was so sad at the end of the night that you were leaving. I was so sad.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, do you have like amnesia? I don't understand.
No, I'm looking up the logs right now, trying to find it. Because I don't know the.
You did just not remember? You like machine gunning out like random sexual allegations or random like hookup parties that you think I've had today on this very fucking stream?
He asked if I was upset that I didn't return the favor, and I said not angry, but he seemed sad.
Like, why would you be divulging
if you did not return?
Oh my god, that's your takeaway from that? That it was just a literal reading of like, oh yeah.
Steven, your takeaway was that I brought up how sad you were that I was fucking leaving. You got to extrapolate up the fucking wazoo, but you won't let me clarify what the
I'm not extrapolating. Lav, I'm not extrapolating. That's what every single person would extrapolate reading those logs. Are you really that autistic?
Every single person. Yeah, every single person.
Yeah, that's why you think he leaked them. He even told you he leaked it because it was so fucking fun. He literally leaked them because he thought it was so funny, Lav. Is that not what he said? What, did he not say, oh, I leaked them because I thought it'd be really funny? There's no way I couldn't do it?
Well, now I have to go back in logs to check. Don't remember what he said.
Oh, also, you said I didn't touch him, which is not true, by the way. I don't know why you said that.
I did not.
You said I wasn't angry, but I seemed sad.
Steven, I don't want to embarrass you. I don't want to embarrass you, and I don't want to embarrass me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, love.
This is
probably. Would you agree? Would you agree this is probably not an accurate retelling of what happened?
Steven, I do not want to have this public conversation because I don't want to embarrass you.
You know, hey, Lav, you know who doesn't want to have this public conversation? Me. Because I don't talk about my private fucking hookups with people, which is exactly what you're doing to a guy that's going to leak them all over the internet. Those are private conversations for private people. Not for people that are going to leak them all over the fucking web.
Wait, I would never allow Max to leak, like, details of that private instance between us.
You talk to Big Tech, a guy that hates me, in order to look cool.
Steve,
you've talked to other people in Discord rooms that I know about. I know you're playing dumb because you don't know what I know, but you've talked to other people in Discord rooms about it as well, and I know that. Stop acting stupid.
Steven, I literally just said that you gave me head.
That's not what you just said.
Literally all I
the logs are public. That's not what you said. We can all see the logs.
I said you serviced
That's not. You said I was sad. You said you didn't touch me.
You seemed upset that I did not return the favor, Steven.
I didn't seem upset. You know what I was? I was tired. Like I was all fucking night. Like I was when I was almost asleep in your fucking car when you had us go in so I could get a Red Bull so you could go back to the hotel and hook up with me, Lav. I was fucking tired. I almost fell asleep before we even did anything.
Steven,
rewriting.
Steven,
no, you are. You know you're rewriting this so hard.
Act like you're Steven. You're trying to act. This is absurd. You're trying to like.
What part did I lie about? Tell me what part I lied about.
First of all, I also needed Advil. So
okay.
We went in to get you a Redville and you also hadn't slept in like 2 days, you told me. What the fuck are you doing?
All you're doing is reinforcing my story.
You stayed awake for hours and hours.
All right, well, what did he lie about?
Listen,
what did he lie
hold
about?
on. I'm just saying, regardless, your messages to Big Tech were not only fake, they were inflammatory. And how could you not think they were going to get leaked when you know that guy fucking hates me? When you guys are close friends and he's a Nazi and he hates me.
I did not know that. What do you mean that I knew? I did not know that he hated you. How would I have any information on that?
Because he's a Nazi and I'm like the Nazi destroyer. It's who I am. Everybody knows me as the fucking Nazi destroyer. Rob, that's the only reason you know who I am.
You went out with Nick Fuentes. That's all I knew about you.
Oh no, not the chicken one.
Lav, I literally have the guy who introduced us, and I saw the DMs that he sent you. He told you that you would have been friends with me and Xander Hall. I've seen so much about you, Lav, and I know you're lying. Please stop treating me like I'm a fucking retard. You know exactly who I was. We were friends for a year. Before you ever even came on my fucking stream.
No, I'm saying that I didn't know that you had beef with, like, I had no idea what your reputation was with Nazis. The only thing that I knew I didn't know what Cozy TV was until Politically Provoked invited me on the day fucking of. I had no idea what fucking Cozy was other than the fact that you had gotten chicken and waffles with Nick Fuentes, who was like the leader, the creator of Cozy.
Okay.
That is what I knew.
Let's say,
how was I supposed to know the ins and outs of your relationships with all of the fucking Nazis on the fucking thing? Actually, you know what? Wait, hold on. Actually, the night that I went on was actually inexplicably the night that you went on, and we like both were like, oh, we're doing other things tonight, and then we ended up on the same fucking panel as a fluke, and you were like, I'm not following you, I promise, and I was like, LOL, and I'm pretty sure that Big Tech was on there, and you were able to talk to Big Tech just fucking fine. There was no ice in the room. I was literally just like, it was normal. What the fuck are you talking about?
I got a question for you.
No.
Go ahead.
Let's say that I let you run with all of that, and let's say that I grant you every single part of that as being true. Then why the fuck are you leaking personal hookup details between me and you to a fucking stranger that you didn't know about his relationship with me?
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. I wish I had my fucking Glock here. Sorry, Zonia, go for it.
Okay. Clarification from you, Lav. When did you tell Big Tech about this? Was it in DMs, and do you have a date that you can give us?
Yeah, it was the 11th of November.
So the 11th of November. So it's long. Okay.
No, it was the 10th of November. So it was after I'd already come forward about hooking up with Steven.
Okay, so this is what, 3 months 2 months after Big Tech deplatformed Max, after we saw all the video evidence of it, of him organizing the whole thing, so we already knew that Big Tech had a hate boner for Max, and wait, particularly with the shit that was going on with Steven.
No, I had no idea. Me and Max were not close at the time. Me and Max were beefing until literally the 9th. I had no idea.
Wait. You guys were close. You had your very close relationship. Well, in like before the whole meltdown, you had it.
No, the week of World War Orbiter 3 was when me and Max reconnected. Before that, we were in complete shambles.
So it's pretty well known why it was that Max got deplatformed. That shit was going around. Everybody was talking about it. Steven had that big conversation with Nick Fuentes about it.
I didn't follow any of that shit. That's not my lane. I talk about fucking feminism and gender.
You were on Steven's streams repeatedly.
Yeah, and in none of those conversations do we talk about fucking Big Tech. Are you trying to?
I'm confused here. How you couldn't?
Max?
No, I'm confused. I already accused you of that before. But no, I'm talking about specific. Yeah, it's exactly what we're talking about here. How did you? I'm surprised you didn't know that Big Tech was going after Steven and Max, really, and got Max deplatformed, and it was all over the conflict about the chicken and waffles thing.
No,
well, there were other reasons why he was going after Steven.
I literally talk about gender. I literally talk about gender and Overwatch.
Okay, well, that's a little surprising. It seems like well into the period where Big Tech was going after people over this stuff.
Zonia,
that you're going and telling him these things.
You are a commentator on Twitch. You go over content and do this shit. I do not. I've never done that in my fucking life. I show up, I meander, I roll onto panels, talk my shit, and then get the fuck off. This is not my lane.
It was pretty common knowledge, so I'm just a little surprised.
You, a commentator. I had no fucking clue.
Alright.
But yeah, again, regardless of whether or not I should have I never should have told a stranger about it. I think he was...
I'll say one thing's for certain. You definitely lack some OPSEC. You seem to let on a little bit too much information to people you don't know very well. But I think that's something...
I think that is a pattern throughout my life. So... yeah, and also, yeah, I shouldn't have said anything, and I really am sorry.
Is that the Destiny, I'm guessing?
I think he's going and doing something in the background.
Well, no, I was asking that was to Destiny, right? You're saying you're sorry, you shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do apologies. I don't give a fuck about it.
Okay. Then let's just talk about what everybody wants. Lav, you want Destiny to not fucking talk about you, or talk to you, or talk to his community about you, and he wants you to stop talking about him. Can we just do that?
Well, I mean, there's a couple things. I think that I want... Steven has spent months now building a narrative about me and what my intentions are and who I am as a person to try to... Well, I don't even know what the intentions are. And I have a big problem with that. If he wants to talk to me, I don't have a problem with that. The way that he talks about me, with the knowledge that his platform is fucking crazy and hates me and wants to abuse me, is a problem. If we could have a civil conversation in which you could handle your community, things would be different. Or if you could talk about me and be careful about the language you're using, as to not direct vitriolic hate. So that would be
she
fine.
calls me the Harvey Weinstein of Twitch 7 times in a row.
7 times.
I'll try to be more careful. Yeah.
I mean, Steven, you have called me awful things too. Like, I'm sorry.
No,
do you want me to keep
everything I call you? Yeah, you can. Every
time you get feedback, every single time you get feedback, you say no. Every single time. Every single time. It's like that is your only defense is bringing up that another person has done also bad things. Have you ever taken accountability for anything in your fucking life?
Wow, that is the funniest thing you've ever said in my entire life. That you would talk to me about accountability, Lav? Are you serious?
Steven, what the fuck haven't I taken accountability about? I'm a fucking accountability machine.
Bro, we just literally went through a whole 35 minutes of grinding for you to get at the end and be like, oh, I got some shit for that. What are you talking about? You literally, this is like a fucking Lav trope. This would be like your superpower if you were a Marvel character.
I want to understand the criticism levied at me, and then I will respond to it by either saying, yes, I did something wrong. It's not a tee-hee moment. I'm an adult. I will say, yes, I was wrong about this. It's not a fucking tee-hee moment. What the fuck do you want? What does accountability look like to you? Do you want me to fucking kill myself? What does accountability look like? Does it include me saying, fuck, I was wrong, like I have? What else could I do?
The fact that you're saying that, Lav, you were the type of...
You don't even do that! You will immediately go, no, but you did this, but you did this. It's ridiculous.
You are the reason why I don't care about apologies. It's people like you. When you say, oops, I'm sorry, and then you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, yeah, I don't care. What accountability looks like to me is when you're doing something wrong, you change the behavior. That is something that you fail to recognize. Because you haven't.
Accountability is, you fucking retard. That is implementing feedback, and it's a little harder.
Oh, my bad. Accountability is when you make a tweet longer. You make a tweet longer and you say, I'm so sorry, guys, teehee, and then you do the same thing 2 months later. That's accountability, Lav. You got me.
You want to talk about all my interpersonal relationships? Get a fucking grip, retard. You are fucking...
Who's talking about interpersonal relationships right now? Are you... you think I'm the one struggling in this conversation?
Interpersonal skills. Oh my god.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about what you think accountability is, and the fact that you repeat the same mistakes and say the same things and do the same things over and over and over and over again.
Again. This is your no you. This is your no you moment. When the fuck are you going to acknowledge anything that I fucking... any criticism that anyone has ever levied against you without going no you? When is it going to happen, Steven? I'm fucking waiting. You're wondering why Max is writing a fucking article without talking to you? It's because you do shit like this.
Wow. Do you think I could survive in this arena for 12 years without ever taking accountability?
Yes, that is how you survive.
Okay, well, I guess I'm the only one who's figured it out. I'm the only one who's figured that out,
You literally told me to not acknowledge it and just keep fucking moving on. You said that was the only way to fucking exist in this space, and it is.
I gave you that as advice to ignore haters in my subreddit, you fucking retard. Why do you rephrase everything I say so to act like you're proving the point that's the exact opposite of what I said? And what you just said right there, thank you, Lav, is another piece of evidence that points to me trying to protect you from my subreddit. When I told you, hey, if people are hating on you hardcore online, then ignore it. But you can't ignore it because you're not the one curating the community. I am. Lav, you just, thank you for bringing up the point. Lav, I can't ignore criticism from my community because if I did, they'd fucking leave me. That's kind of the point of curating an online community. You can because you're just a guest. You're not the host. The advice that I give you doesn't apply to me.
Dude. What feedback have you gotten? What real pushback have you gotten? And what
I get feedback for all sorts of things. I've gotten feedback for political positions. I've gotten feedback for how I handle my communication and my personal relationships. I've gotten feedback for how I handle my community. I've implemented so many different changes.
What about today when you levied and weaponized my childhood abuse story and when you said that I had mid pussy? Are you going to take accountability?
Tit for tat. Yeah, no, I'm not going to.
Interesting.
When you're sitting here trashing that everything, I'll trash you a little bit back. That's part of the... No, because you're the one that instigated it and I didn't. That's the difference, Lam. I was the only one on the internet that gave you a fucking chance. The only reason you're even connected to MrGirl right now is because I worked hard to repair that fucking relationship. It's not the same, Lam.
Every single thing that is good in my life is because of you, and every single bad thing is because of me. It's so interesting.
No, the only reason why you have a presence in this space and a relationship with MrGirl is because of me. Your TikTok was you. Your music was you. By the way, the things that I complimented you on before, I give you. Most of it you kind of yourself.
You never framed anything poorly. You never allowed.
Framed anything poorly? Wow, we literally have tapes of you saying, "Wow, when I'm not on stream, Steven sure does defend me a lot." Do we need to pull the logs of that? Do you forget saying that? I always steelman your position when you're not there.
You did when I was sending you pictures.
No, you sent me like 2 pics in our whole fucking life. Are you serious? Number 1, and number 2, and the time when it was that is true. And number 2, and the time when our exchanges were.
When we had an active sexual relationship, you weren't.
No. I was nice to you when things got heated around the Annalicia art, which was a month or 2 after we had any type of sexual relation. I thought we already agreed on this. Are we gonna walk back the timeline now? That is not true. I didn't have to steelman you when we were sexting or hooking up or whatever, because I don't even think you were on my stream that much then. When things got really heated later on, we were way past that. But you've got all the logs, so if you want to post a thing where you were sending me a picture or sending me a video or some fucking shit like that in the same time frame that everything was blowing up, then feel free to do that and shut me up. But I'm 99% sure that we were done with all of that shit like at least a month, if not more. And I'm pretty sure you already admitted that timeline earlier in this conversation.
Admitted that? What timeline?
The timeline that you and I had finished any type of sexual fucking contact, like at least a month, I'm pretty sure.
Everything I say has like 6 different utilities to you. It is like a minefield talking to you.
What part of what I just said did you not understand? I'll say this very clearly. When stuff was blowing up on stream, when the big 10 to 15,000 view streams were happening, you and I had not had a sexual relationship for some time. We weren't sexting, we weren't trading nudes, I don't even think we were flirting with each other. You were just coming on my stream arguing, I was checking in on you, making sure there wasn't too much. That's what was going on. So you just said earlier that the only time, you said okay, maybe it was a few weeks, okay? I don't know when the exact the takeoff point was, but we were past anything sexual. And there was never a point where I defended you because you sent me a nude picture. Like, the fact that you would even make that implication betrays every single thing you've said in this conversation about not making an accusation on me. Because now you're making it sound like I was only nice to you because you were sending me pics, which is not true. I abuse plenty of women that send me pictures.
Who's to say? You did not do a very good job of convincing me.
Oh my god!
This conversation.
Hold on! I just realized everything you said earlier was a fucking lie!
Of course.
You said earlier that the door had been open on a sexual relationship for us the entire time, and that's why you felt pressure. But you lied when you said that, because you had been saying
what the fuck?
You said that there was an.
I'm sorry. Did you say that word?
You said that there was an open door for a sexual relationship. Did you not?
Yes.
That's a lie, though, because you said publicly that you closed your relationship with Connor, didn't you?
When?
Sometime in before all the big drama popped off. So that means that there was no fucking pressure for a sexual or any type of like open door for sexual relationship, because you closed your relationship with Connor after you and I stopped.
I was saying that there was an open door in October for TwitchCon.
I don't think in October everything was popping off on the stream. That wasn't until like a month or 2 later.
You're conflating 60 different things at once. I'm
not, Lav. I've been very clear. Do you want me to repeat this timeline again?
I never said that we had an active sexual relationship in November, ever. I've never made that claim.
You said when I was off this call, between me being here last time and this time, that we had an active sexual relationship when things were exploding on stream. You said that when I wasn't here. And you just said like 5 minutes ago that I steelmanned a position of yours because you sent me a nude pic, which is not true.
I didn't say that you... What the you're like pulling this out of your ass. I never said that you steelmanned a position of mine because I sent you a picture. I said that you were nicer to me when I was sending you pictures in the fucking beginning. That's true.
Dude, I love that. You're such a good fucking gaslighter, Lav. This is why I like having you on stream, okay? It's exciting,
Steven,
okay?
I've never had...
Steven, trying to mind-fuck me this hard. It's exciting. I've had somebody like this for so long. I love it. Keep it up.
Projecting. This is actually fucking... crazy that you have repeatedly put words in my mouth. How do I even speak to you?
Look, you literally just said that I brought up steelmanning you as an example of me being nice to you to counter you saying that I was treating you horribly and not protecting you. And then you said the only reason you did that is because I said your new picture. And now you're pretending you didn't just say that like 10 minutes ago.
You phrased it in a way that was opportune to you. I said that you were nicer to me when I was sending you photos.
It was opportune to me because I was doing the nice thing for you. I still made your position when you weren't there. Because I wasn't just immediately shitting on you all the time. Do you understand how much of my community made fun of me for calling you intelligent and for defending your position when you weren't there? How could they have simultaneously been doing that if I was just trashing you the whole time?
He's got a point there. I remember that very well.
I didn't
the Dargo in real time.
Steven, you're like, what the fuck are you saying? I'm Darvoing you.
You just Darvoed me. It was a good Darvo.
Are you fucking normal?
Lab, nothing about this conversation is normal.
You're accusing me of abusing you right now. You're saying that I'm using Darvo.
You are abusive. Of course you're abusing me. You leverage the fucking sexual relationship to hop on my stream, make details about it to make me look bad, and then try to turn it around later on to pretend that I was abusing you. What do you mean? Of course.
I genuinely thought that I had made everything up, and this conversation puts me right back in it.
You just did a shit talk session on me for 3 hours 4 days ago. What do you mean you thought everything was made up?
I genuinely thought that I was... Today I woke up and I was like, fuck, I really...
wanted a Darvo Steven today.
I was like, no, I really made a mountain out of a molehill, and you are literally actively accusing me of abuse in real time. You're putting words in my mouth. You've called me names today. You've been extremely misogynistic to me publicly, live, for your thousands of live viewers to hear and attack me with it. And you think that I am the person doing something wrong by saying I'm uncomfortable with the way that you treated me? This is a fucking joke, Steven. Get it together.
Wait, you're uncomfortable now? Oh, yes. Did she leave? I thought she said earlier that she wasn't uncomfortable, that she didn't have a single problem that she could have pointed out with anything that happened. I thought I remembered her saying that.
So, I think you got her on the back foot there. It kind of seemed like she realized that her story didn't really hold together.
Max is spamming her probably, and Shaelin is probably spamming her with DMs at the same time too.
Shaelin's probably spammed her since she left, to be honest. But the terms haven't changed. I like, obviously both of you said fucking shitty shit to each other, but the terms have been the same the whole time, which is
no,
she just needs to not talk about
you. Said shitty shit to each other. Hold on. I've only said something retaliation to her. I don't usually pick fights like this with people because I don't drag like personal relationships when I have them with mine. I don't know if I've ever done this ever unprovoked in my entire streaming history. Maybe I have once or twice in like 2013 because I was an asshole, probably.
No, I mean, I agree.
Private, I just leave them alone. I just want to be clear because there's a lot of the like, oh, you both have done shit or whatever. Bullshit. Like, she said crazy shit about me. I usually leave it alone until they start talking about me again. And she posts on the subreddit incessantly about me. She talks to MrGirl's incessantly about me. And she's talking in so many, I don't know if you guys know. I know there are some people in my chat that know, and I know that I've had other strangers reach out to me. Bro, one of the reasons why I knew she was leaking personal details about me is because a total fucking stranger emailed me one day, and he sent me like 15 pages of DMs where she's just spilling her fucking guts to this random fucking dude who's like, I don't know who I am, I'm nobody special, but Lab was like talking to me about all this shit. He started giving me all this personal info about me. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, when she was talking about big tech and when she's talking to big tech and shit, I was like, why the fuck are you talking to that retard about this shit? But the thing is, like, I know you said it only in retaliation, but you've been through the couples counseling bullshit and like interpersonal relationship stuff, and it's always gonna be like she's always just gonna hear the fucking mid-jussy shit, and like, yeah, she said dumb shit to you. She said not dumb shit, dangerous shit, accused you of being Weinstein, all this shit, and it was shitty, and she did it first, and that fucking sucks. But I mean, for her, that's never gonna be it's always going to be the case that you did shitty shit too, and you need to take accountability. And I can see why you wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to. But I mean, yeah, she just has to stop talking about you so that you can stop talking about her, or vice versa. That's the only way.
Yeah,
that's always the terms.
Yeah, if she stopped talking about me, I'm talking about her. I have no reason to. Yeah,
and I'm sure she knows. And I mean, I'll follow up because I mean, that's what we've been saying this whole time. But then Shaelin came in and is trying to like reel her back because full detachment isn't running her toward Max, and so Shaelin tried to come in and sort of pull the lifeline again, and I think it worked, honestly.
Yeah, because anytime Lav is like using her brain even a little bit, fucking Shaelin has to dig her fucking claws back in with Max as the puppet master behind her, like setting her out to reel her back in. Because Max knows it would look horrible if he stepped in the call. That's why he's wheeled out Shaelin as his fucking defense crew, despite saying that he would never bring her out publicly, that he wanted to explicitly keep her away from online content until he wheeled her out for that Chud Logic interview to defend every single point he's ever made verbatim.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Seems like every step of the way she's getting pulled in by one person, and I get it. But
I really think that I think quite a few of us were really trying to be genuine and trying to be engaged in good faith with her, and it's just unfortunate to see things end up this way. So.
Yeah, like I don't have a fucking.
Sure, but I mean, like,
fuck about it. But I'm just. I really just want her fucking out of this shit because the whole situation could be diffused, and Max's dumb shit article can fucking get released into the nothingness void because it's bullshit, and it could all. But it's just like, Her being caught between triggers half the drama.
So here's the thing. I've been trying to be charitable with her tonight after her blow up and everything, but the thing is, she will get involved in this stuff. She likes talking. She likes talking about things. She likes talking about people, and she likes doing it on streams and doing it in public communities or with other people who will also go on the streams and talk about this stuff and among gossip networks and stuff. So there's not really a way for this. I don't foresee a way for this to stop.
Sure, the issue is that right now you've got unconditional, insane validation and affirmation coming from MrGirl and Shaelin because they need to, because LAV's anchor is tied to their boat and there's no way they can separate from that. And then on LAV's perspective, every other person in the community is constantly shitting on her and hating her. So I understand her position. She's in a tough spot. Why the fuck would she abandon two people that are showing her a lot of kindness, caring, and compassion and empathy and listening to everything she has to say and then trade them in for a community full of people that seem to be like ravenous sharks that fucking hate her? She's in a really rough spot. I would drop anything. Like I said, I'm not joking when I say it's fun talking to her because she is fucking smart and she does gaslight the fuck out of people. That's really entertaining to me. Like, I enjoy the conversation. I wouldn't talk shit about her publicly. I don't even care if she talks about me privately. She's like, I fucking hate Destiny and I hate his fucking political positions and his stupid fucking blue hair and his whatever the fuck. That's fine. But just when you're out here saying shit like, oh yeah, like privately he talks about how he likes to abuse his fucking ex and he's so fucking abusive and Harvey likes it, then it's like a different thing. If anyone wants to talk shit about me, that's fine. But like when the crazy abuse shit starts, it's insane. But like, yeah, I don't know what her move is. She can never get away from Max and Shaelin because like every fucking community online is completely totally bet set against her. So. Yep. But I mean, without her like putting in like a huge.
The idea that she has to have some healthy way to continue existing in this internet space, I think, is fucking retarded. I think she just has to detach at least for a couple months and deactivate shit. There's no way to just stay and have things be normal tomorrow, and I think she keeps waking up wanting that to fucking happen, but there's just no way. She doesn't have the ability, I don't think, right now, or the faculties to stay out of this shit if she's around it.
Maybe. I mean, if she started re-engaging with panels, because you guys will all have her on and do shows and stuff like that, and she just stops talking about this shit, I'm pretty sure she could reintegrate her way back in. But she has to be able to go more than like 3 days without being in some shady backroom Discord or without being on MrGirl's stream, like levying these insane accusations for all like unraveling or posting in his subreddit. But I mean, like that's always been the case. But again, like she would have to turn away from MrGirl and Shaelin. Or probably showing her more like unconditional love, empathy, and support than any two people have in her entire fucking life, right? Yeah. So yeah, and they know that too. Like I'm sure MrGirl and Shaelin like know that. That's why they have their things like dug into her because she probably does have a lot of issues relating to getting this type of empathy from people. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's clear that she's getting a lot of hate online. I don't ever want to like discredit that, right? And for the average person dealing with this amount of vitriol online. It's hard. The average person, I don't think, can handle it. So I'm definitely empathetic towards her in that aspect. But she definitely like continuously puts her foot in her mouth, continuously just kind of inserts herself into situations that get her more heat. And yeah, just it's a recipe for disaster. So.
Oh man. Okay, well.
What a night.
I don't see any reason to continue the fucking support group, so yeah. I'm just gonna drop off. I'm gonna cover a couple things on my stream. I've decided to go ahead and leak some logs to contradict and show something that Max lied to LAV about. So I'm gonna be doing that.
Also, everybody, can we all say hi to Chud Logic? Say hello, Chud Logic, for when he covers all of this in his stream.
Yeah.
Hey, Chud Logic. Hey, Chud Nation. What up, Spicy Chud?
Hi, Chud Logic. All right.
All right. Well,
alrighty.
Have fun.
See you guys.
See ya.
All right. See you all.